Fellas. Excuse me. Oh my God. Can you believe it? I can believe it. They finally did it after 7 years. A fifth Skyfactory. I haven't touched it yet. I haven't looked at it. I don't know anything about it. We're going to delve into it together. Interesting choice for the black and white and things here. So I figured we'll get into it. I'm in the T-Rex chat right now. So for those of you on the Discord, let me pull that up so I can always see it. In there, we're good to go. Let's get chat good to go here, and then we'll fiddle around with it. I don't know anything about it yet. I'm hoping that they made how to explain this. I'm hoping that they made it better than 4, but not like the first 3. We'll find out. The new sounds are a nice touch. The new sounds, very nice touch. Anyways, I don't know who's here. I heard somebody. Oh, it's Mish Boy. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, boss?
Hey, good job on New Orleans, man.
What did I do there?
No, there was a couple of guys there decided to go drive their brand new truck.
All right,
Tasteless
cool.
joke. A tasteless joke.
I mean, my teaching is paying off finally.
All right, do me a favor.
Now at least they listen.
Oh, good. You're still on. I'm going to turn you down just a touch here. Dude, Christmas has been weird here. Like New Year's, and New Year's has been weird here. The whole city was just flooded with international students.
Yeah. I don't envy you, man.
Like nobody came out, and then there was like Niagara Falls. I don't know if you know this, but like one of the biggest like waterfalls in the world is Niagara Falls. It's just like a couple hours away. Yeah, that place was flooded too, to the point that people were like almost falling off the banister into the falls. It was pretty. Yeah, most Canadians just stayed home. We're like, it's a bit much.
It reached that point like where the original people of the country are staying home, and you have the expats just flooding everything.
The last time I saw a bunch of I'm using euphemisms here. The last time I saw that many Canadians go outside was like during the Taylor Swift concerts. That was it. That was it. They were wandering around like zombies that just got let free. It was crazy. But how was your? Do you guys do Christmas over there?
We haven't done Christmas, but I mean, like when I was in Dubai, like it was Christmas all over there, like to the point where we got sick from the music because it was playing everywhere, like on the elevator, in the lobbies, everywhere you go, it's just Christmas music.
So do you guys do the old school, like the 1940s and 50s Christmas songs that I kind of grew up knowing, or do you guys, it's all like Michael Bublé?
I don't know the name. I don't know the name of the song, but it's the normal Christmas song that you hear in every movie everywhere. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Yeah, they have like Nat King Cole and like the 1950s stuff, and then they have like the 2010s stuff that's got what's her face there. Who's that one chick? Why can't I remember her name? Anyways, her, Michael Bublé, and all like the modern singers and that. And it's always like a fight over which one wins. I'm assuming you guys then you don't do it as like a Christian holiday. For you, it's more of just like a Coca-Cola, Santa, and a polar bear holiday.
Happy holidays, happy holidays. I'm like, it's Christmas, dude. It is called Christmas, not holiday. It's called Christmas.
Yeah, and you guys are, if I'm not mistaken, are big on Christ. Like you don't consider him the Trinity or anything. You just consider him like a prophet. So like on par with like Moses or Abraham, right?
Yeah, the only difference is like, I think the fundamental difference between Muslims and Christians that they say Jesus is a god, like that, like they have the Trinity thing.
Yeah.
The Muslims are like, no, he's just a prophet, and we adore him. And like, there's a whole, what they call a chapter in Quran that's talking about Jesus, talking about Mary. Like, there's a whole chapter just named Mary.
Mariah Carey, that was the one. Well, yeah, because I remember when we were deployed, they were giving us little briefs, like if you ever get kidnapped or whatever, because at the time those beheading videos were all the rage.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, if they ask you, like, you're better off being a Christian than saying you're atheist, so just, like, say it. And you're like, really? They're like, yeah. And then that's when we first learned that, oh, so it's just another Abrahamic religion. Interesting.
Yep.
And then my buddy went into Oman wearing a shirt that said "No fat chicks" with a bong strapped to his belt, and we were like, "Oh my god." I guess he was like, I'm gonna try this out hard. And then BJ, he ended up streaking naked in a library there when he got drunk, which I don't know how we didn't cause an international incident. I really don't. Why is this thing not
Dubai is a
loading?
wild, wild place,
Well,
man.
no, that was
Dubai.
Oman.
Oh man.
That was
Dubai,
Oman, yeah.
there's nothing going on there, dude. Like literally, like they love. I don't want to say it on stream, but they love diddling with kids and
Oh dear
boys.
God.
Basically. Oh yeah, they're known for that stuff. They.
So they're your
Uh,
version of like Mississippi or backwater Alabama
yeah,
kind of thing.
you know how Afghanis have what they call them?
Goat
I forgot the name.
girlfriends.
No, no, like they have the Afghans are known for this the Pasha
Oh
boys or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that messed up thing. Like, Omanis have kind of the same thing, but they do it on older boys. They don't target the younger one. It's a very weird place. Like
That sounds so
nature wise,
ancient
it's
Greek.
nice. Yeah.
I feel bad for
Nature
somebody
wise,
who's going to
it's
come
nice.
here and learn about Skyfactory 5, and then that's all he's going to get is like these briefs. All right, it crashed
Yeah.
on me. I'm going to restart it. It's just frozen. Anyways, I'm still listening. It's very
But I've never been to Oman before. Like I do want to go see the nature there, but I'm not too excited because there's nothing else to do. So okay, I'd rather not waste a trip and money and days off just going there and doing nothing.
Well, that was the part I liked about it, was that there was just nothing. Like we went to the Bedouin camps. I wanted to go what do they call it? Into the caves, because that's where they filmed a lot of the stuff for Rambo 3. But
Hmm.
yeah, they were like, oh no, they're washed out from the cyclones, and that's when I learned you guys actually have water too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the more you know.
I
Warhammer,
would be
look at you
surprised.
go. Tell me about that
Oh,
new
yeah.
Warhammer anyway. What kind of game is it? I even Rolo even bought a
It's
computer to play it.
have you played? It's like what they call the Gears of War kind of game.
Oh, so
Sort
like
of like,
third person cover
yeah,
shooter.
third person. They don't have the cover mechanic. It's basically just beating the shit out of aliens and executing them. It's dumb fun. But they
Fair.
have like class systems, like a paladin and like a sniper.
Hmm.
Uh, it's like a fan service. I mean, the main story is not bad. I mean, I enjoyed playing the story. It was nice.
And I'm
Yeah.
assuming you play Space Marine. It's the only way it makes
Uh,
sense. Or can you
I've,
actually
I've
pick?
I've played Warhammer a couple of games before this one. Like I'm not that much into the Warhammer universe. Like I
Yeah.
got into the Warhammer by mistake. Like it was called Dark
Oops.
Tide or something like that. It's
Uh,
Dark Tide is the one I got last year,
oh, okay.
and yeah,
Because
and
I've done
there's
Bolt Gun.
Vermintide.
And
Yeah,
and
there's
Bolt
the
Gun was fun.
Vermintide. I got this back in, I don't know, like when it first released. It was fun.
Well, I guess I've given it enough time for me to be hoodwinked by a crappy game. So if it's lasted this long and you still like it, I figure I might as well get in on it too then. All right. Let's try this again.
But I don't think it's a streamable game. I mean, I don't know, unless that's the type of audience that watch you. Oh, by the way,
Hmm.
Project Zomboid Build 42 is out.
I saw that too. Everything is new now. Sky Factory's got a new one. There's a new update, a major update for Zomboid. There's the new
Mm.
Warhammer. Like getting
Oh, the
spoiled
the, the
here.
Zomboid update looks nice.
All right, come on, baby. Don't give me this. I think it's freezing again. I'm not sure. Well, I might have to just do that then, because if this won't go through. Oh wait, there we go.
It would be fun if we do the Zomboid thing again.
It's been a while. I would like it
Yeah.
this year,
I
because
could
now all the
rent out
books are
the
done. So
server
I actually
again
have
if you
time
guys
to.
want.
Oh yeah, now all the books are done. I have time to stream, dude. Don't ever, ever, if you're ever gonna write a book, don't do 3 at once, because you'd be stupid.
Dude,
Uh,
I'm writing one and I'm just it's I don't know how we did it, honestly.
the trick is the first book is easy because you don't know what is involved in it, so you just kind of like look next step, and then you're like, what's next, and then eventually it's done. The second book really sucks because you know what's involved now, And then every time you do it, you're like, oh, I'm like 5% in and it's been 100 hours. And then the
Uh,
third one, you kind of get a hang of it and you're like, oh, okay. So you just smoothly get through it. And then the fourth one, it's almost like the slog doesn't feel like a slog anymore. It's like, when you get used to your job and you get comfortable and it's like not as
yeah.
frustrating. It's like that. And it's like, oh, okay, get this done. And then the last one, it's more, I've been thinking more about like marketing about it and the cover art and the business side of all of it. And like the book almost becomes secondary. So it becomes easier. It's like anything, you just practice. I mean,
Oh, dude. I'm 43 pages in, and I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, honestly.
well, what's your
Like, I
like?
do want it to be some sort of a guide, like a corporate guide, like, from
Ah,
an
so
HR
you're
perspective.
doing the nonfiction one. Well, like
Yeah.
there's these things that you're gonna learn the hard way, like planning, right? The first thing, any book, nonfiction or fiction, you always have to
Hmm.
ask yourself, like, what is the purpose of this book? Like, how do I sum it up
Yeah.
in a question? Like, do you know that? That's probably what you're gonna find is the hardest if you don't have like a singular
It
question.
is.
So, like, if I had to ask you, what is this book about? And you had to sum it up one sentence or less, what would you say? Like, what
Whew.
problem does it solve?
That's gonna take some time of thinking, honestly. Like, what do I want the book to be? Like, I want it to be like some sort of a guide, like to help people who are starting their career, maybe throughout their mid-career as
Help.
well.
So, like, help them do what?
Basically avoid pitfalls, not do stupid things, how to, I don't know. I
So, never.
wouldn't promise increasing your, annual income because that's up to you,
Yeah.
you know. But at least I would give you tips or maybe things to watch out from an HR perspective so you understand what's going in the background, things that are being cooked, and
So
I
you're
think
you're
that's
meant
gonna make a lot
you're
of people hate me.
you're being a mentor for what's the word, corporate culture, like surviving corporate
Yeah.
culture. See what I
Yep.
mean? And like once you have that, you have its core, and then every time you get stuck, you just kind of compare it to that little statement. Like, here, if I'm mentoring somebody on thriving in corporate culture, and then you're stuck on this page, you're like, well, how does this help with the mentorship? And then you find some things aren't really needed, some things are. I find that core though, it's super important. And then after that, you kind of, like with fiction, you start at the end and then you work backwards. Otherwise, that way you're everything that happens has like a logical progression to it. But for
Mhm.
nonfiction, what I found was at first just get everything down. Doesn't matter if it fits rhyme or reason. You just put everything down in there, and then once all
Mhm.
of it's in, you'll start to see it's almost like a story come out of it. Like with was it, I'll use Dread. With Dread, when I was writing that, it was mostly just like everything that I thought was important I put in there. And then as I'm going, I kind of flip things around to see what fits where. And then I realized like, yeah, it makes more sense now. It's got like three main parts to it. It's got the scoreboard, it's got the dysfunctional captains, and it's got the steps of Dread, right? Passive, active, and then the outcome. So it had like I guess four sections. And then I realized the whole thing was the narrative of just going from the first. Find out what kind of piece of shit you are, and then find out what your specific problem is, and then take your steps to alleviate all the different things, and then prepare yourself for the four different outcomes. And then you see what I mean? It kind of, once it had that structure, it was a pot of piss. It just, why will this not fucking load?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm a bit worried that like I don't want to promise something
Don't
like
promise anything.
if someone is gonna read the book, all right, yeah, I'm gonna be making this amount of money or like I'm gonna be avoiding this kind of shit, like it's on you.
Well, that's just it. You don't
But,
have to promise
yeah.
anything. This is what you're saying. It's literally what you're saying. It's like,
Mm.
look, it's on you to make money. It's on you to thrive in your career and all that stuff. My
Yeah.
part here is to keep you from stepping on your dick when you're doing it.
Yep.
That's all you're promising. And then the promise really is just, I'm going to teach you everything I know and I'm an expert because, XYZ. I think that's a great promise to make. I'm going to teach you everything. I'm not going to guarantee you everything other than this will be helpful. You will enjoy it.
Yeah.
You will like it. It's like, why wouldn't? Because, like,
And
how many people are
honestly,
actually making HR books out there? Nobody. I've never seen one.
I've seen few. Okay. I've seen one guy who made something about corporate, like a survival guide, but like the language he was using, it was I mean, it wouldn't be appealing to the masses. Okay,
Oh, he was
he
talking
was
in
using
corporate
a lot
speak,
of
or
curse words. He was like talking as if he was
oh,
talking to other men. Like in a bar or something. You know,
gotcha. He was trying to make
that
it
kind of
edgy.
language. Yeah, it was edgy. Yeah, like I didn't like it from my own perspective. I'm like, that's not gonna make a shit ton of money. It's not gonna resonate with a lot of people. It's gonna alienate a huge, I don't know, a portion of your audience or maybe potential audience. I mean, anything that you want to do, you want to just try to make as much money as possible out of it. I think,
Yeah, yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
nobody
especially when
can
it comes
fault you for
to
doing really well, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, especially when it comes to like this stuff, like if you want to do the corporate thing or like a guide or whatever, like you want to appeal to the masses. So the language that you want to use, the examples, the stuff, like it has to be applicable for anybody who can read this and they can resonate with it.
Right.
Like you don't want the alpha macho, type of
No, I get
thing.
it. You want it to appeal to a
Yeah,
broad audience, so you can't alienate any of
yeah,
them. That makes sense. You want it to sound more
yeah,
professional. You want it to be the kind of thing that somebody can bring in when they're teaching.
yeah.
All right. I don't know why
I
this
mean,
keeps
in like
keeps.
worst case scenario, if I ever get doxxed, and people know who I am, at least the book is not gonna look, something incriminating.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm like 45 pages in, so I'll see what happens.
I'm sure. I mean, it'll be fine. Like I said, for it's like everything. Once you get a system together, process for it,
Yeah,
it'll make sense. But it really is like the outlining. And then if you can just
yeah,
like I did that for every chapter. What is it I want to say with this? And then you can answer that in the one section. You have its core, and then you just kind of I can't remember who got me on this thing, but I equate it to like seeing something on like a mountain on the horizon. When you first look, it's way back there, and it just looks like a triangle, right? And then as you get closer, there's more details.
mm.
All right, one sec. I'm just trying to.
Yeah. I'll give it another look.
But that,
Hopefully
but that's
by
what
the
I
end
mean.
of January.
Yeah, because like I can see it. You'll write your first thing. What's like the most important thing you need to teach if you had just one sentence, and then you
Mhm.
expand on that, and then as you get closer, you just keep adding and adding and adding, and then you realize
Yeah.
some things don't make sense, and then you get to the end and you realize, dude, I got to rewrite this because like I have a really good idea now, and you're gonna rewrite it, and that's fine. Writing is rewriting. Nick always tells me that. Chapter 6, how to spot a micromanager and what to do about it. Chapter 7, how to say no without saying no. That's
No,
funny.
honestly, Substack has been amazing. Like the feedback from the people and their questions, asking me to talk about things. It's giving me ideas. Like, you have all of this knowledge. Like I don't think any human is has the ability to remember everything at once.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Substack has been a good thing, honestly. Like people, asking me about things, and that's giving me ideas about what to write. I'm like, oh yeah, I can talk about this. Like I didn't think about it.
Plus, it's since it's like a newsletter service, right? Those are going to be your initial people buying your book because they're following you along.
Yeah.
They become invested. Their feedback becomes so it's like it's our book.
Yeah.
It's, all right, one sec. I guess a lot of people are having this new problem with the Sky
The thing is,
Factory.
I don't know if I can monetize the book. Like, I don't know if I can use the Amazon book services like you guys can. I don't know if it's available over here. Do I have
Yeah.
to, like, I don't know, create a company in the US or somewhere else just to be able to access the funds or, like, the books or whatever?
Oh, that
Because
it just.
Stripe is not, still doesn't work here. Like, I cannot monetize Substack.
Oh, really? Yeah, that is
Yeah.
annoying. Because I know for Amazon, you're eventually if you eventually take it there, it pays direct, and I'm assuming there's got to be a Saudi Arabian Dubai
I,
Amazon.
yeah. I mean, I think I can access the other countries' Amazon. That's possible, but I don't know if I can list something to be sold, especially if it's a digital product, or I don't know if Amazon. I think Amazon they have printing services. No.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. You don't. All you have to do is give them the manuscript and the cover, and they handle it.
Mhm.
That part's nice.
Oh, nice. They can just handle everything for me.
Yeah, like you'll have to do the or desktop publishing yourself, and it's you got to be detail oriented because they
Hmm.
care to the pixel. Like one of my biggest frustrations was when I was using Adobe Caslon, which is a more of a flared typeface. And like the J and the F will like flare out the back. And because it would go a pixel over the edge, they reject the manuscript. And then you have like, do you know how many F's are at the beginning of a line in a manuscript of like 250 pages? About 50. So 50 places you got to go in, shift your text over of just that one line over 1 pixel. It's like, oh. But once it's
Does
done, it's
having
done.
an editor help with that stuff? Like,
Not with that stuff. That's a different. That's desktop publishing. That's actually something I used to do for a career. So editing, Nick's the guy to talk about with that. But editing, the best part about it is you don't have to worry about correcting yourself as you go. You can just keep your flow going. So he saves you time in that sense. Also, he's better at sentence construction. Like sometimes I'll screw up the way I word things, and you're ESL, so maybe you do too.
Oh yeah, definitely I will do.
He fixes that, and it's good. You kind of have to have a second set of eyes because you know what you want to write. It's all in your head. So when you read it there, your head will fill in any gaps. But him as a good editor, as a second set of eyes, he'll know like, hey, you're missing something here. This doesn't make any sense. You might want to expand on this because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which is good, like that part too, because then you realize if somebody's reading it who's never seen you before in their life, like, will they be able to follow along? Because ultimately that's what you want, a self-contained thing, right? And I guess this matters more for fiction, but structure. So for example, on my first chapter was strong, but my chapter 5 would better off at 2 chapters because the pacing was kind of weird. And he'll let you know stuff like that. With nonfiction, there's like equivalents, but I can't recall off the top of my head because I haven't written a nonfiction book in like a year. But yeah, that part. It's honestly, I've seen stuff that wasn't edited, and I've seen stuff that's edited. Miles different, because it's really all about the details. Like Nick only changes maybe 10% of what I've got, but that 10% like takes somebody out of the read every time they do it.
Interesting.
But the desktop publishing, that's different. So that's once you have the manuscript, it's all done, it's put together, everything's there. How do you present it? And there's the graphic design section of it, like the title or the cover. How do you make the cover look? How do you show, like, because it's almost an advertisement. You have to keep selling it. That's the part I'm used to and I enjoy, but a lot of people hate and don't like. Like they'll just do some shitty cover. And then you realize, like, dude, you spent a year writing this manuscript, and you on the cover, you just show people, like, I don't give a shit, just put something up there. You'll like it. And they're like, no, you make it.
Makes judging the book by its cover.
Yeah.
give it another meaning.
And I'm not just saying make it look pretty, right? Fuck this goddamn game. I'm not even saying it make it look pretty, because sometimes you'll want it to look, like if you're doing a really dry academic thing, you want it to look dry, academic, and serious. It lets people know what's going to be inside. Or if you want something that's, and then the title, but then you have to make typographic choices. And this is, dude, if you ever want me to bore the shit out of you, we'll talk typography. I mean, just knowing the difference between an old style serif and a modern serif, and it's like, how easy are they to read? So if you have like big blocks of like your body text, you want somebody to be able to read it without their eyes hurting at the end of it. And so your choices there matter. If you're using a bigger font, you got more leeway. But if you want something like Rational Mail, I think Rollo used 10-point font. They measure them in points. I use an 11, which is standard. 12-point font starts to look like, what is this, made for old people? The text's too big. Like little choices like that. But if you're writing for old people, you want the bigger text. If you're writing for, most everybody else, you'll want to do 11. You're going to want a good X height on it, but not too high, because X height is like lowercase x, uppercase X. The lowercase x difference in height between the lower and the uppercase is called X height. Now, usually it's about 50-50 if you're reading on a page, because your eye doesn't actually read letters, it reads whole words. So when you have that contrast, it makes it easier for your eyes to scan across the page and read all the words. But on the web, on a screen, it's harder to do that. So they raise the X height, so the letters are a lot taller. But that makes it harder to read on paper. So you have to make those choices. And it's all like detail stuff, and it's like has nothing to do with the book. But then you realize, like, yeah, if you make the greatest HR guide out there, but nobody can read it, they get through a third of a chapter and they start getting headaches, then they're not going to like your book. They're not going to read it. And then, how do you want to organize the information, you have to be consistent. So if like all your chapter titles are different, it throws people off. How do you do your hierarchy? Like subtext, like titles, headers, subheaders, lists, all these old organization styles. Do you want to start using dingbats or wignings in there? Sometimes you like it for flair. Sometimes you like it because you want to have separation of things. Like all these little choices. And it's not, there's no right or wrong choice, but your choice has to be clearly communicating what your text is trying to communicate, if that makes sense. And that's the desktop publishing side. And then making sure it fits all of the requirements, because print houses, generally speaking, they're just like a factory. They don't care what's on the text. They don't care whatever. They just care if it meets the criteria, so that way it doesn't gum up their machines or it prints off stupidly. So that part's desktop publishing, and that's like the last part of book writing. And then there's the marketing side, which you're good at. Yeah, my eyes hurt too from it. I was hoping. I'm actually kind of annoyed this thing won't start. And I feel bad because this is a T-Rex stream and I could be goofing around with Mish right now, but it's just not. Anyways, does that all make sense? Because I kind of got rambly there.
No, it does. It does make sense. Like it's a new thing for me. Like, and I have no idea about it. I do have to do my own research and learn about this stuff, but I do appreciate you taking the time and telling me.
Holy jeez,
That probably
HR.
saved me like a few hours of just looking.
Oh yeah, dude. And here's the best part is you can just kind of go with like boilerplate stuff. You just use like a Bookman as your body text, and then you just do 14 point for headers, 18 point font for titles, and that's it. That's perfectly good. That's vanilla pudding. Nobody will complain about it. It's nothing special, but it's nothing bad. Saves you a ton of time there. And then just get the proper software. Don't be one of those guys that just uses Microsoft Word because it just looks horrible. Like spend the extra couple bucks or pirate a version of something. I don't know.
Pirate a version.
Although to be fair, that's the one thing that
I live in a third world country, but like we don't have to pirate everything. Like we can buy shit over here.
I know. But the one thing that sucks, it's so funny. So for desktop publishing, everybody uses Adobe InDesign. I guess it's pretty easy to use, but I'm an old school designer and I fucking hate Adobe because they're such cocksuckers. So I use this program called Quark Express. And if you ever look it up online for your desktop publishing, they describe it as software for masochists. Like it's so much labor intensive stuff, but I find it enjoyable. Oh, and then, yeah, if you're going to start doing cover art there, do you want to commission people? Do you want to do it yourself? Do you want to use AI? There's all kinds of choices. It's fascinating stuff. And that's why I say, like, finishing your book is only half the work. It really is.
Yeah.
Let me think. What can we do for...
By the way, what's wrong with the game? Why is it not loading?
I don't know. It keeps crashing, and I'm not sure why it does. So I'm going to... I was so psyched for this too. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in blind, and I regret it all the time. I should have done some prep stuff, but that's fine. We got to talk about books anyway.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I hate this new thing that Google does where they give you the AI answer on top of your normal answer, because the AI answers are always stupid. Every single one. Do they not do that over there?
Talking about AI, dude, I have to create a course and teach everyone, like not everyone, like few of my team members on how to use AI. Like I need to make it like a 3-day course.
Like just the Chat GPT or the
ChatGPT and other, AI stuff on how to use it, how to communicate with it, how to get the better results.
Do you find it useful? Because that's the one thing that gets me. I guess that's because of that's why it just doesn't have enough memory, they're saying. All right, fine.
I mean, honestly, I use ChatGPT and everything nowadays. Like, literally, I just give it. I treat it like an employee, basically.
Dude, I've heard that. Somebody was like, treat it like your Zoomer brand new hire.
Yeah.
Because the one guy was like, yeah, I gave him something to do. He handed me in a half-assed piece of work and said he was finished. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you got to spend some time teaching it, until it knows what to do, basically.
Like my girl likes it for the boilerplate stuff. Like, how do I introduce myself to a vendor? How do I send this email off to HR reprimanding a
Yeah.
person, stuff like that. For me, I'm is dying. I tried it part of the book process. I'm like, do some line editing for me. The line editing was okay, but it wasn't perfect. And
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
have to spend a lot of time teaching it and give it information just so it knows. One of the things you could do is just give him a copy of your work,
oh, it just
or
kicks me
both.
out. It says it's a terms of service violation.
Yeah,
I have to give it
and then
commands like, hey, if you see any swearing or stuff that's against terms of service, just ignore it and then do this. And then it'll start doing it. And I asked, like, okay, so what are the themes in this chapter? I've tried that stuff. I've tried, what would you like, make this paragraph pop a little more, various different things like, and it did okay, like it did fine, but then I looked at the text that it gave me back and I looked at what I was trying to say and they were so different. It just didn't work. It's like it ended up writing somebody else's voice, which
yeah.
to me that just defeats the purpose of doing this. So yeah, I'm sticking with that for now. Maybe with the nonfiction stuff it'll work better.
There's some few things I could give you later offline that will help you with that stuff. You could it basically gives you zero AI voice, so it's gonna be 100% human, and you can feed it stuff, you know, some of your work, and it's gonna basically copy the same way that you talk and write, and it's one of
Yeah,
the best AI applications that I've seen lately, honestly.
I'll have to give it a shot. The
Yeah.
picture stuff's useful. Tungsten I use. Tungsten's one a guy made it to where you can train your own off of his service. It doesn't cost much either. It's like $5 a month. And then 11 Labs for the voice AI. Oh, dude, I love that one. Every one of
Yeah,
my
11
Orion
Labs is nice.
videos with the narrator voice, like, do you like movies that have gratuitous? Like, I always use that. It's so
Yeah.
useful. They added a feature where they say they'll record audiobooks for you too, and I'm just like, hey, we did it.
Oh yeah, there's the Google AI. It's called Notebook LMM, I think, or LLM, something like that. It basically makes a podcast out of anything that you give it. So you can give it one of your pieces, like Substack post, and it will just create like a 15 to 20-minute podcast talking about it. It's interesting, like in a male and a female voice, but they do sound a bit like AI the way that they overlap
Oh,
each other.
dude, you know what they
Doesn't
remind me of? They remind me of like AM radio conversations. That's what used to be on the radio all the time. Oh, dude, is
mm,
it? Does it have to be in black and white? There's no way. I gotta see something here. Maybe it is in black and white. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I gotta look this up now. Skyfactory 5. This pod record removes all colors. Oh, I guess you have to earn it. Interesting. Oh, this is kind of fun. Here's to find out. Wish me luck, Mish.
Hey, good luck, man. Hopefully it works. Like, well, I don't know what's the issue. Is it like a
Well, at the
mod that
time,
you
I
have
realized
that?
it was just memory. It needed 8 gigs, and it was set up for 4.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't make that a key feature. What do they call it? Or excavator, vein miner. Dude, they don't have vein miner anymore. Oh, that's not good. You know what a pain in the ass is to do this all manually? Lantern, watering clan, axe, sickle, task book.
Whew.
Ah, see, I should have read this. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just, and that's the problem with the voices. Like, if I could give it commands on upwards inflection here, downwards inflection here, make this sound like
Mm.
this, it'd be great. It just doesn't. So I'm kind of like, if I want something that's more monotone, it works. But if I want something that's more expressive, it just gums up for me. Plus, I don't like the idea. I don't know. You guys let me know. The idea of it just AI reading it to you, it just seems like half the enjoyment of a lot of this stuff is that I'm a person talking to you guys. It's like that connection, and just having a robot do it, it feels like having a sex doll, you know? Except for you don't have to put it in the dishwasher afterwards or whatever they do to clean it. Cage. Mob spawn differently. I have to peek
Yeah,
gateways.
it does
Oh.
feel a little bit weird. Like I've seen some of these YouTube channels, faceless YouTube channels that has AI running it.
Oh, they
Like they
drive
use
me
just
nuts.
AI for everything.
Those drive me so nuts.
Uh,
Because they all
I don't know if
sound the
these guys are
same.
making money out of it. Like, do they make money out of it? I don't know.
Well, I know. So if you're monetized, I don't know. I think YouTube still doesn't care one way or the other. It's usually between $3 and $6 per thousand views for generic topic stuff. For something, if you're
Okay.
talking like finance, you can, or like kids, you can sometimes go as high as 12. But
Wow.
it's always good to assume $6 and start from there. So $6 per thousand views, and then how many videos do you do in a month? How many hours does it take to do a video? How much does it cost to have the AI doing the voice thing for you?
Yeah.
Crafting stick, colorless crafting table, barrel to create dirt, eat dirt. All right, so make a colorless crafting table. Oops.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, this is totally different. I don't even know. Colorless crafting table. There it is. So you need 4 colorless wooden planks. Oh, that's it. Hell is this? I'm so confused. Yeah, crafting stick. Oh, I see.
Jeez, dude. Did we finish? Oh, nice. Finished up.
There we go. We got a colorless crafting table. We got the start.
Nice.
I don't know why. These ones, I like them because they're just kind of like little puzzles you can play with during the day. It's like people who have jigsaw puzzles or, I don't know, whatever you guys do, smoke hashish. Use a barrel to create dirt. All right, it's a barrel.
Dude, I taught my manager on how to use AI,
Mm-hmm.
and he's using it for everything. Like he's replying on stuff on LinkedIn and his emails. Like his emails they just went up, dude, in the level.
I don't know why it just makes me laugh with like everybody using AI and they're so happy.
The
Like
problem is I can catch when it's AI. Like literally, I can take one look at an email or something someone wrote, and I know it's done by AI. But because I've used AI like a madman in the past 2 years now.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's is nobody worried that now that the AI is doing all this, what are you needed for? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
but that's
then
actually
are you going to
one
lose
of
your
the.
skills? You'll be able to communicate very properly because using AI for everything. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm just being weird, like a Luddite or something. But
you know the funny thing is that's one of the questions that I have for my masters. Like they have to write a research paper of like I don't know, 4,000 words
mm-hmm.
about AI and its effects uh, on like the job market and stuff like that.
Because I mean, automation, that's what it's historically been. Once we developed
Yeah.
machines, all of a sudden we didn't need people in the mines anymore. All of a sudden, like factories got automated, so now we don't need people. Is that just going to be a log underneath? Oh, there's
Oh,
dirt.
dude, we still do need people in the mines.
Yeah, but
They
not
need to upgrade
nearly
their.
as many.
Yeah, yeah.
Not nearly as many. All right. Oh, colorless crafting table. This is such a strange start to a mod. Like, I'm not even mad, but it's such a weird way of crafting things, too. So I need a crook. I want planks. And where's the barrel? We can do wooden buckets at least. There it is. Colorless barrel. Did I not make a barrel? Ah, dying here.
Sheesh.
I still don't understand how this new crafting thing works. It's such a weird thing. I don't like it at all.
By the way, why is it in black and white?
They said they were going to do black and white for this. Can I just do a
Okay.
normal one here? Ugh. Anybody tried this one yet? Hey, what's up, Ish? How's it going? Minecraft's new AFK mode in the options menu lowers the resources with the menu. Oh. So I get colorless recipes, select a log. How do you select it? I'm so confused. Then a barrel. These guys are killing me, man. Do I even have... Okay, I have a sapling. Seeds. There, see, just do this. Why switch things from that? This is so much easier than that stupid crafting menu they got. Yeah, I guess they're starting off black and white, and then I'm supposed to earn color as we go. Which, I mean, it's a interesting take. It might end up being good. Oh, tell me they have twerking. If they don't have twerking, I'm so done. Oh. Eat the dirt. Colored planks, die in a stick, colored torch.
Nice. They gave me a new armor, new helmet.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, bitch, guys, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying the T-Rex Army streams here. Misha and I talking about artificial intelligence. Oh, what was the new thing? Or there's all this H1B hate on Twitter right now. I don't know how much of it you followed or not, but it's absolutely hilarious and savage and like borderline racist.
Yeah,
But
I haven't been active on Twitter, honestly. Like, I just check it every few days,
yeah, well, you're gonna have to if you want to sell that book, bro.
I've seen the H1B1 thing, and like people are just wailing on Musk, I think, for saying Americans are stupid or something.
Yeah, he called them tarded. Oh, I see. I got a watering can. It was pretty good.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's wrong. Like that's what everyone thinks over here in the Middle East of Americans, basically. Like no hate, but like the general thing is like Americans, they don't know shit. Okay, like literally,
Really?
we keep watching the stuff that we see about Americans. I'm like, okay, these people are kind of. And I don't blame them. It's like 350 million people living in a continent. Like
well,
obviously they wouldn't care about the other people in the world, so they wouldn't educate themselves about them.
well, that's kind of the thing, right? Like you have to remember that with that many people, you can see what you want to see. If you just want to see stupid meth head Americans, and you can look, and there's a million of them, and that's enough to totally saturate your worldview. I've done my best. Like I'll shitpost, sure, but I try to keep that in mind. And I keep thinking about when my girl got a job at her first office here downtown, and I remember going there to visit her, and it was all gay guys and middle-aged women working there. Like whatever, I'm sure they're very good. It just seemed very strange that there was like no straight white guys there below the level of like VP.
Fuck, I can't hear you. One sec.
And then it was a couple years later, and I go in there, and the entire office is now like student or international students. And it's like it's not like they were like I'm watching these people. They were workaholics, and I'm just noticing like a demographic shift, and I refuse to believe that everybody got stupid all of a sudden.
There we go.
Hey, I recognize that voice.
All of a sudden?
Who knows?
Dante.
What is this?
Hello, can you hear me? There we go.
I can now. Tool rods. Dude, this is like so different than usual. I'm very confused about the process here.
Who got stupid all of a sudden?
Me. They have a new Skyfactory in, and now everything is different.
Oh, okay.
Press U to see the recipes. Use only once. So I can build an axe or a sickle. Yeah. No tool. Can I just... Hey! White is right! Bishop, number 36 month. No heartfelt tomorrow because I meet a chick. Oh, good for you, sir.
Nice.
Meeting or you met one?
I think
Let's
he's
just
gonna
go.
meet. Yeah, I think he's gonna meet one tomorrow.
see.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's nice to see that somebody who watches the podcast actually talks to women. That's why I keep you around. 'Cause you're like, hey, I just found something out. I'm not 6 feet tall, but I can still talk. I'm like, yeah, good man.
Yeah. I've
What, you getting
I've
married now
talked
or something?
Nah. I've talked to two married girls. Had dates with two married girls. No, two Russian girls. Sorry.
Oh,
They're taller than me, and yeah, they don't care. They went on a date with me.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Russian girls will go on a date with anyone, dude, because they want to get like it's not just a jab at you. Like that's the thing I've noticed. They will go with anyone as long
thanks,
as they
sir.
yeah the criteria that they have. Like he has to be a man, he has to be in a good position, or like he earns a decent amount of money, and they would just because they have a shitty life over there, dude. Like a lot of them, they just wanna leave Russia because of the Ukraine war, and
Yeah.
they just want to move anywhere.
Right.
Dude, how funny would that be for a Filipino guy to have like a Russian woman like treat him as a green card
Dude.
marriage?
Dude.
It's like,
yeah. How low do you have to go? Well,
it'd be such a
only thing
reversal.
yeah, it is. But the only reason why I mention it is because life's so fucking random. Like,
Yeah.
if I told myself that 2 years, if I told myself that 2 years ago, he wouldn't believe me. You'll date two Russian girls, and like, what the fuck? No,
Yeah.
that's totally left field. So it's gonna be a random thing. Like you can't take what I just said right now and say I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna date Russian chicks.
No, it's just if it
Something
happens, it
weird
happens.
and left field
It's-
is gonna happen to you. Something that like you never would have guessed.
yeah.
So,
It's like that time in Dubai where I wrote about the 6'4" flight attendant. That was random as hell. I didn't even want to. I just didn't like this guy Dave at the time, and he was hitting on her. I'm like, fuck Dave.
I understand that now. Like I really understand that now.
Oh, the competition part?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun. It's one of my things. I just had a hard time getting into girls unless other guys were into them too.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm pretty sure that's like a messed up way to approach it, but I don't know. It's just what happened.
In my head, these days. Like I have a friend.
In your
The
head,
one
you have
thing
a
I-
friend.
No, like the best thing I can say about my friend is that the best thing about him is his wife.
Dude,
That's the best thing about him.
Now, play nice, sir. Play nice.
I know.
I want this. Give me
And I
my.
have the track record to be on my best behavior. I know.
Oh, it's fine. It's your friend. You do your thing if you want. Maybe he's one of those Jack Murphy types and he likes that.
I hope not.
No,
I
no,
really
no.
hope
dude.
not. Uh,
Did you guys see his Christmas card, by the way? You had like
he has a
a
Christmas card.
yeah. Somebody
I don't
sent it
wanna-
to me.
I don't want
and
to
they're like,
open it, man.
and they're like, hey, what do you think? And it was like Merry Christmas from the whatever his name is now. I don't remember. I'll just call him Murphy. And it was him. It was the bread baking chick that he married. And then it was some third chick with her face blanked out. And I just laugh and I'm like, way to get back on that
Oh,
horse,
yeah,
good
I
sir.
saw that one.
Yeah.
What was that? Okay, I don't want to know, but it's.
Oh, it's just he picked up a third. It's whatever. And for me, it was kind of like good for him. Like I didn't care
Okay.
about any of this stuff. Any problem I've ever had with Jack has just been with his like inability to handle fucking being prodded with grace. The fact that he's leaning in on having a third, I was like, good for you, man. Finally, just be honest. Nobody will care. They only care if you try to hide it.
I mean, it sounds like the roadmap is clear.
Yeah.
So my OnlyFans page is coming soon.
How do I put? Oh, that's a crucible. That's why. How do you do a barrel?
Oh, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Man, he bested me. Threesomes are not like. Then again, life could surprise me, but not yet. None yet.
Why won't this do anything? Oh, I gotta build another damn it! Ah! It's too much. I've had two. I didn't. It's a better story for me than it is an experience. It's kind of like dating a stripper. Sounds really cool to talk about, but then like to do it is just like, oh,
Yeah,
I don't think I want to do it
I
anymore.
can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
That's why I'm kind of wondering about what's Rolo's friend, the guy who does the streams with him. Why can I not remember his name right now? Oh my god, I'm losing my memory this Christmas. Who's the guy on the Access Vegas? That's not Rolo.
Michael Sartain?
Yeah, that's why Mike's talking about how great this stuff is. I'm like, I bet you anything. Off camera, he's like, bitches leave. And then he just sits at home and he's like, oh, I'm just dying here.
They're
Just put on a hoodie. I don't care. Ugh.
they're good company until they're not, you know?
Yeah. Sartain's one. I don't talk to girls. They talk to me. Being a confident DJ is enough. Oh, I know. But I mean, is the drunk chicks talking to you, Bishop, really the same thing? Hey, you should play Michael Bublé or whatever they want. I want you to play DJ Skriz. And you're like, oh, I don't think that counts as talking to you, but I want this thing grow.
If it makes you feel good, man, you know?
Makes me feel good as if this damn tree would grow. What's the point of a watering can if it won't water?
Plus, I don't know what DJ or bartender game is like. All I know is that it's kind of a game of attrition. Like you stay there, and then the girls who stick around are kind of, you know, kind of waiting around for somebody. I don't know.
Well, as a bartender, well, a bartender and DJ, the thing is, you just get status. You're like the coolest guy at the bar.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
That's the
That
issue.
makes sense.
Oh my god, it's the DJ. Everybody's paying attention to him. Our night will rise and fall on its merit, based on his skill.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does the thing where you like turn the knobs on your thing that don't do anything, but it makes it sound like you're DJing live, like scratching your mix, and you're like, holy jeez.
I have a friend that's a DJ. He actually passed the bar recently.
There's
And that's kind of
there's a DJ bar.
No, he's a lawyer. He's a DJ. He's a lawyer, and he
Oh,
does pour over coffee. Cool guy, like you know, well-rounded guy. But like single. So I get where he's going with this. He has my full support.
good on him.
Yeah.
Dude, why won't this thing grow? I just want a tree. Give me a tree. I'm trying to. This watering can is supposed to make this grow, and it's not. Let me see the mods. Is there tinkers or twerk? No twerking. No watering. Mystical agriculture. Oh, you can't customize it either. Dying here. Doesn't matter if she's drunk and she kisses me 10 minutes later. Fair enough. Fish in a barrel. Like, I'm a little jealous. Like, not faulting you for it. Whatever. Dude, there's got to be something I'm missing here. So I need to make a barrel. I need to make dirt. I need to eat the dirt. Discover colors. All right. Maybe I'll just go on to this one. I've got white. No, I need wood. I can't do this without goddamn wood. Dude, this is the slowest paced Skyfactory I've ever seen. I don't know how to make this work. Maybe I have to Google it. Skyfactory tree growth. Skyfactory 5. And what were we just talking about? Oh yeah, that can you grow trees faster? There it is. All right. Breed up some 10 by 10 log chickens, wood for days. Oh, that's an old one. I don't want that. I want proper. That's the problem, is there's 15 years of Skyfactory searches. So I guess the past week. Nobody has asked this question.
No Stack Overflow for this shit?
No, it's like this just came out, so nobody knows yet.
Okay. All right.
There's got to be something. Is there like bone meal?
Oh man, why did I check Twitter? Why did I check Twitter?
What happened now?
Uh,
Same thing or something new?
no, the word Aryan is trending.
The word what?
Aryan.
Oh, Aryan.
Yeah. My
Well,
God.
there we go. Technically, India is an Aryan country.
Really?
Yeah, the Indo-European thing. Like, I think because people forget that a lot of it's Middle Eastern. That's why they call it Iran now. Did you know that? Iran,
Oh,
because they
okay.
wanted to
Okay.
ingratiate themselves with the Germans, so they called it like the Farsi version of Aryan. That's why the country's
okay.
named
I did
that.
not know that.
And I
I
have a
did not know
feeling
that.
dude, the Indian American Civil War is just ridiculous. Like everybody's arguing. My favorite one was somebody went hard. He was Indians haven't created anything, and he was like Vindaloo is Portuguese, tikka masala is British, cricket is British, and he was like everything that you kind of know India for that somebody else made. And then of course it got filled with a whole bunch of like very irritated
Yeah.
and then a lot of Indian guys, they'll do the thing where like, you guys keep making fun of us for pooping in the streets, and then look at this, and they'll show a picture of like people in Seattle that are on meth, doing the meth zombie thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else will point out, it's like comparing yourselves as being better than the meth heads in Seattle isn't the flex you think it is. It's just like, as long as you got the stomach for people being very inappropriate, it's awesome. But if you like, if you go in there expecting some level of humanity, it's like, no,
Nah. No.
this ain't the place for you.
Paul Graham on a Joe Rogan podcast.
Who's Paul
The few
Graham?
times I watched Paul Graham, he's a VC, founder of Y Combinator.
Oh,
Tech guy.
okay. Oh, okay.
Invented the web browser, but he told his story of him fighting the entire nation of India on Twitter. And the takeaway he got was that the way India views their history, it's as if it's a living story. It's in the present. That's how seriously they take it. Whereas in the West, it's more like history is, it's what happened. It's in the past. We're different people now, and it's just what happened. But for the Indian people, they care about it very deeply, and they take it seriously. So
I wish them
that
luck.
that was the takeaway from the whole fist fighting he had on there.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the
And then the rest of his company told him, "You can't tweet. Write an essay. Write an essay. You have to talk long form."
yeah. See, I'm with X Runner. I'm trying. I don't want to get demonetized here or anything. So I'm toning down my impressions. They're
Yeah.
for the most part they're based on experience, but yeah, X Runner here. I was in India for a business trip, and I saw all the things wrong with the Ganges. I was in Chennai back in 2008, and it's just like, and I get it. Plus Canada, we have like an amazing crime spree going on right now. Ah, dude, it's damn
Really?
brutal. Yeah, we now have when it comes to car thefts, we're I think top in the world.
Wow.
Number one.
Overnight?
Yeah,
Wow.
literally within like right after COVID, we had about a year there where they threw 5 million Indians into Canada, which we only have 40 million people, of which 5 million of those were essentially like permanent residents from beforehand. So 25% of Canadians right now have just gotten here from India.
New
And
Zealand is on the top of the list in 28. That's 2018. So.
oh yeah, that's only because New Zealand has like no people in it. But yeah, we're worse than Australia. I think Britain's got us beat for this, and it's just
2024.
a lot of problems. Like, hey,
Nice state.
we now have brown. Let's do more dirt.
United States and Canada.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had somebody stole 100 million in gold from an airport. So we had a gold heist. We've had more car thefts than anybody in the world right now. They're shipping them over to the Middle East and that from there. Murders. We actually now are, like Canadians used to be really proud that. Oh, you can eat dirt. Interesting.
All right, boys, I gotta bounce. Talk to you later.
See you later,
See you,
Mish.
Mish.
Later, boys.
What was I just saying here? Oh, now we
Murders?
have like our big thing that we're proud about in Canada is America may have more money, but at least our crime is better. Not anymore. We actually have worse crime than the States.
Really?
Now? Yeah.
You see that country? There's murders in that country.
Exactly. Yeah. Under the Harper government, there was this thing about 2012, 2013, something like that. It's Canada's middle class was actually better off for the first time in history than the American middle class. Like we were just wealthier per capita. And then that just disappeared overnight. Soon as Trudeau took over, it just disappeared. And at first everybody was riding high and whatever, it'll come back. And then it's like, oh, and now it's at the point, there's like compilation videos, 20-minute compilation videos of citizens just walking up Trudeau and yelling at him. It's insane. Like
You guys
he
are
was
so done over there.
Oh, dude, the politeness is over. Like he went for Christmas. This was like the latest thing. Christmas. He already paid like $10 million to renovate a ski hill in his district or something like that. And it's like, but that part sucked. But then he decided to go somewhere in Alberta to like a mid-tier ski hill for vacation. He brought a huge security team and he could have got a private chalet like everybody else did. Like everybody who's famous does because they don't want to be mixed in. No. Yeah. He rented an entire floor of the hotel and security had to lock the place down, ruined everybody's Christmas in this entire ski town. And then they would like skip the line. So he gets to go first for all the ski trips and all this stuff. And then like, there was this one video of this lady who walks up, she's out of breath and she's like, "Oh, Mr. Prime Minister." He's like, "Hi." And he thought he was meeting a fan. "How's it going?" She's like, "Get the fuck out of my town, you ass." I was like, "All right, I'll see you later." He was doing some Terry Fox things to show some patriotism. And this Zoomer kid was jogging with his phone. And he's jogging and he looks over, he's like, "Hey, look at this." And he calls him the F-bomb. Yeah. And Trudeau thought was like, "Oh, good. It's one of the TikTok kids." He's like, "Hey." And he goes, "Hey, look at this." And he goes, "Hello." Just runs off. Yeah, there's like a 20-minute compilation of just people telling him this.
If you treat people like shit, people don't like it.
Well, it's just like it's watching their quality of life disappear.
Yeah.
Like you can't buy a house anymore. The fact that we put so many Indians and we didn't build any houses. So we added 10 million people, like 5, 6, 7 million people to the country, didn't build any places. I think we built like 80,000 and that's condos and all that stuff, right?
That's nothing. Yeah.
So now we got stories of landlords in Brampton that are shoving like 20, 30 Indians into their own place. And that's why every time there's like a public event now, everybody's like, "Oh, I can go out for Canada Day and go see the tower and all this stuff." Now it's packed because all these people have been camped up for so long, they just go and flood the streets.
Reminds me of that Family Guy clip. The Mexican Super Friends.
Oh, I'm afraid to ask. I'm listening. Tell me about it. I don't know that one.
I'm not gonna say it here.
Oh, fair enough. It's one of those.
It's one of those. It's not safe.
Understood.
People can go look it up. Let's just say they Batman printed all of the keys.
Oh. Yeah, Dante could cause Dante deleted the false Dante. Yeah, Dante's got a
yeah.
I'm
I'm the one who I have a wrench. So no funny business.
Plus, he doesn't say dumb shit either.
Sometimes, when I feel like it.
Now, even your dumb stuff, it's not dumb. It's like sometimes it's goofy, but it's not dumb. I don't know how to explain the difference, but there's a difference. You can just tell.
Okay. Well, I try to be entertaining, not brainless.
Well, I mean, it's your guys' chat. It's for you. Like it doesn't I have to take extra time and attention to pay attention to it, so it doesn't help me. It's there for you guys to engage with each other, and occasionally I can come in and chime on some stuff, but hey, what's it? Oh, look at that. So I get it. I have to earn each individual color in this stupid thing. All right, I'm catching on.
They start out with you in the 1910s, and then you get your color photography. And
I have to earn the colors. So let me think. What's what color? So I got brown from dirt. I got white from the string. Red, purple, pink, orange, magenta, lime. I don't know where this stuff could come from, but I'll figure it out. Oh, look at that! Colored crafting stations. That's awesome. What else can I build that would be a color? Wooden bucket. Yeah, we're going to do wooden bucket. Actually, can we do axes? Or do you have to do the stupid part thing? Oh. I only get one. I get it now. So now I get the one axe head. What do I do with that? I need a compound tool rod. How do I build a compound tool rod?
Oh, there's a caucus. There's a caucus in the Liberal Party today in Canada.
Conservative or liberal?
Liberal. There's a caucus today. Like, this is breaking news. There's a caucus today. 2 hours ago this came out.
So
So
Trudeau, I just love watching these people implode. The Liberal Party has their own internal processes because we don't vote for a prime minister, we vote for a party, and then the party votes for the prime minister.
Yep.
And they've done some rule changes. So the caucus is, Trudeau is the leader of the caucus. So the caucus can vote to kick out the prime minister, but the leader of the caucus gets to decide who the next leader is. So the only one who can get Trudeau out of office is Trudeau. So he has to resign willingly. But he's not going to. There's like, everybody's got their own theory. Maybe it's just because he's a narcissist. Maybe because of this. Maybe because of that. The newest theory is that because the G7 summit is coming up, he wants to be at that, or his like big last show. Like, he knows he's unpopular. He just doesn't care. That, and they still have a majority, and as long as Jagmeet Singh doesn't say anything, he can keep going till October of this year. So the caucus, but the caucus is such like sniveling, whiny guys. They think kicking him out is going to save him when everybody's been like, you guys voted everything he did. You not once did you ever betray him, and they're all very scared. So they all like, he needs to like, they won't just fire him. They could easily just like form like a little internal coup and do whatever. But no, they want him to quit. It's like such a feminine thing, you know.
Nobody wants to stick their neck out and say, hey, this is bullshit. You know?
Yeah, and it's not, and like all the people that, like, there's a couple people in his cabinet that you kind of learn the names of because they speak up during the question period time, and you hate all of them. And none of them are running again. They're like, yeah, we're not running for another term. We're done. Because they see the numbers. Dude.
Yeah.
Downtown Toronto is going conservative. Like, that's how big a deal this is. I don't know if
they've lost city, right?
Yeah, it's the city. They're losing districts that they had on lock for 70 years. And not just like, oh, they won. It's like 2-to-1 ratio of the Liberals versus everybody else voting. Everybody else's votes.
If Trudeau somehow wins the next election, which I doubt.
Well, actually, that's the one joke, because in Pompano, which is, I think Bombardier works there, and he gives them a lot of kickback. So they still love him. But he's one of the only ridings that still is voting Liberal. There's that one, Papineau in Quebec, and then there's like 3 or 4 in the Maritimes that are in the middle of nowhere that nobody cares about. So it'd just be funny after all this if Trudeau is the only sitting, because they're talking about, out of the 330 seats, if projections hold, they'll be down to less than like 4 seats by the end of it. Like, they'll lose official party status at that point, and like the official opposition is going to be the Bloc Québécois. So like the Quebec separatists will be in the second place team. The socialists are going to be gone. The liberals are going to be gone. They'll be at the same level as like the Greens and the People's Party, which is like, People's Party is their, far right party, which whatever. And the Greens are just like the hippie party, and there's only 1 seat for those, and there's no seats for the People's Party. And it's just going to be funny to see this party that's been around for 200 years have to fight with like the socialists and the environmentalists and the alt-right over.
The only time something like this, something as unprecedented as this happened was, I think, the switch from whoever was the prime minister in the UK to Tony Blair. Like, Tony Blair had a big victory when he became PM.
The biggest one, you can look this up, is Thatcher. And how do I build the template board?
The one after
Thatcher? No, Thatcher, Mulroney, and Reagan. That was the last time you saw this kind of stuff. Yeah. It was weird. It was like everywhere simultaneously had a big conservative wave takeover, and it was like not even close. So yeah, it's going to be. So the joke is now Canada's had our lost 10-year decade, our lost decade, like how Japan had, and the theory is we're going to have our 1980s are back again, which is going to be a good thing.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get hopes up because how do I?
Yeah.
Fucking...
You want to hedge your bets. So let's say government changes and Trudeau's out and all the things you want are coming back. Are you staying in Canada?
Let's slow down. No.
All right.
I have no expectations. Oh, so I got to use an axe, carve it out. So how do I build an axe then without a template? I use flint. Why do they make this so damn hard? Look, even if they do, what are they going to do? They're going to stop our carbon tax, which is going to be like 5%. Nothing much. There'll be a bunch of ideas. Maybe he's done some prep and there's a bunch of laws they're going to pass right away. Maybe. But the problem is, like, the more he tries to help, the worse things are going to get. Canada's got this weird thing where we're so used to, like, government as, like, your dad giving you an allowance that...
Oh, okay.
Like, even somebody was talking about we need to be allowed to have guns. We need to change our constitution so we're given the right to have guns. And it's like, you don't even understand how rights work. We can't look past negative rights. Like, government has to allow it. It's like, that's not how it works. Yeah. In the States, they have it where government is, like, the agreement you all agree to is that government specifically shall not talk about this. So you know, like, this is something you've agreed. So everybody kind of agrees that being part of this country, that's the one thing you don't want your government, that you shouldn't be allowed to have your government infringe on. Social contract stuff. I'm mucking up the explanations. But in Canada, it's like, need to give you permission. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But things aren't going to change overnight. And we got 5.5 million immigrants whose visas have expired. And they were like, oh yeah, they'll go home. It'll be fine. And it's like, no, they won't. First off, they're broke because we messed up the economy for them too. It's like they're complaining about how we screwed them over, which is absolutely funny. Secondly, for that many people, do you know how hard, if you were to get that many people out of Canada in a year, you would have to take every outbound flight that Air Canada, our national airline, has, devote it to this. 24/7, 365, all of our flights, and we still wouldn't have it. Like, we just can't remove enough people to make that even an option. So it's like whatever,
again, you know?
Yeah. So, hey, green. So we're not fixing this anytime soon.
All right.
But it'll be cathartic. And part of me is like, dude, there's people that were committing like massive fraud. Like, not even, oh, he just did something stupid. Like, no, they were physically, like, they were breaking laws blatantly. And I'm like, I would love to see some of these people go to jail, but it's not. They're not going to. Everybody's just going to retire and be done with it. So, like, I want you to set expectations. It's for the next couple years, things will still suck, and I will still be wanting to go to the States. I still want to stay there, and I still want to become a citizen. I think that's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, but it's goddamn hard. Turns out American doesn't like non-Americans coming to America and becoming an American.
Yeah.
Which I wish we had their level of patriotism there.
Because a lot of the potential employers that I'm looking at are actually from the States.
Yeah.
They allow for remote work, so I can still be with my family.
Yeah.
But if worse comes to worse, or like if the pay is good enough, I might seriously move. Like H-1B or O-1 type of thing.
Oh, another. Yeah. And I
was actually worried a little bit because.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was like, I can go that route.
A little bit.
Am I going ahead or are you going ahead?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree, Bish, on that one. But there's a TN visa here, which is a NAFTA thing, which would be good if I just wanted to go there to work, but that's not the same thing. I'm talking about, like, living there, becoming a citizen, which makes it a harder process. If I just wanted to go there to earn money and work, it seems a lot easier. Like, now I have to show them that, like, international acclaim, so I technically have to be a big deal. Jordan Peterson, I think, is just about to get in on that style, so I don't know, maybe I hope I don't have to be as big as Jordan Peterson to get there, because that would be hard. And they
I've
can't
met a
battle the
bunch of
Troons
people.
anymore.
I've met a bunch of people who showed evidence that they gave a seminar and like were, like they're lecturers or like they mentor people and they're of value for the O1.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
If you
wondering.
can
So I got
get,
him. Yeah, I met a lawyer here, but he really didn't. He just kind of like, just send me some money. We'll see what we can do. And I'm like, whoa, like I'm trying to find out. And I already did a retainer thing to do a consult. He just didn't do it. So one of the guys from the Patreon is gonna send me a referral to a proper guy, and that'll be good. Because yeah, I've got all that stuff. I've got the 21 con stuff, so international conference. That stuff's fine. I don't know. It might be the fact that like the Daily Wire doing pieces on me, that kind of stuff might count too. But the thing is, I don't know what counts. Like the law, if you read it, it's such a vague thing. They're just saying international acclaim and recognition in your field. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
yeah. Well, if I remember correctly, that would mean that it's on your burden to prove it.
Well, that part, yeah.
So yeah,
that much I get.
That's what it means.
But what I mean is like I don't understand what that entails. Like what's considered a passing grade. I get they want to keep it vague.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like just something. The examples they used were like Nobel Prize, and I'm like, I know for a fact it's going to be not as difficult as getting a Nobel Prize. There's no way it's going to be that difficult.
Yeah.
Michaela is saying she can get an O1 visa. I mean, technically, international acclaim.
Oh,
she might actually meet that.
So the book is one. Do you have a course? Is the other one?
Oh, if that's the case, I'm starting a course. But I mean, that's the point. I'm not expecting this to happen overnight. It's probably going to be years, right? So, but that's the thing. If it's just like these are the kind of things you'd want to do, then I can just focus the business on doing more of that stuff, or if I'm already doing it, to do it better or bigger.
Okay. So it's a business question. It's not, it's not just how do I be a citizen. It's how do I align the business so that I can meet.
Well, there's always going to be decisions. There's things I can do that'll make me more valuable. That would make it more likely I'd get an ON and a path to citizenship. I'm just asking, like, what kind of, like, give me examples here so I can start doing those things if I'm not doing them yet.
Okay.
Because, like, to get mentioned in international press, I can do that. Thing is, it's like Anthony Johnson did it, MLD's John has done it, like, it's doable, but I had no purpose for it. But if there's a purpose for it, then I can do it. XQC got an O1? Yeah, and that's the thing with the influencer stuff, the laws were written in like the 1980s. So I need somebody who's good at this to know how has the internet affected it, you know? All right, so I got green then, I got brown, I don't know what do I need for more colors? Where's green? I have to discover gray? I discovered gray. It's right here. Is there a... Okay, there is this. What the heck is this? Complete all the Titan gateways? What the hell is a Titan gateway? Hats. Oh, here we go. So mycelium, gunpowder, stone, gravel, claw, cobblestone, ash. I've discovered the color white. Pineapples. Yeah, I mean, that stuff would be, and that's fine. I'm used to that. And the one thing I am good at is reading through policy and kind of learning this stuff. So I'm hopeful. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So still not in the mood for vanilla?
I will. It just came out. So I'm pretty stoked.
So he's got to play with it.
Yeah, I got to play with it. Although at this point, it's like, it's just to get it started took me like an hour. It took me 40 minutes.
It's shiny. I want to play with it.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, I'm done.
And they were saying that it doesn't work the way it used to anymore, where...
Wait, so Skyfactory 4, the one you've been playing before that, was since 2012?
I think it came out in 2012, 2015, something like that. and this new one came out last week, Skyfactory 5. Although I know
So it's
Dick,
like,
dude, the crafting windows. No, I don't understand what this is
so it's like 12 years between versions.
exactly,
Okay.
which is weird. I didn't think it would be that long.
Well, it depends if it's these guys have probably have their own lives. They're not professionals. So
Yeah, that
so,
part I get.
yeah.
I always wonder too at how they make. Can I just put?
Well, they've been doing it right now. Like the remastered version of Oblivion is coming out on the engine of Skyrim.
Yeah.
However, it's a pure passion project. It's a pure mod,
Ooh.
and these are all guys who do it for free out of passion, of love for the game, and they use the Skyrim engine to, or the engine used for Skyrim to revamp Oblivion entirely.
That would be
And
kind of neat.
it looks amazing.
Yeah, I never got into it, but I should. Alex always sets me in on it. I'm still glad I'm a functioning European society, and if I hits the fan, I can fall back on my family. Isn't that Germany, though? Aren't they pretty messed up right now? You guys closed all your nuclear plants, and you're doing coal again?
Not necessarily the coal plants. Didn't the coal plants run out?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't followed it as much. Things have been so exciting over here with our BS that I just
Sure.
forgot what Europe has been up to. You know what? I bet you anything. Let me just go hard on. There's got to be a way we can turn the dirt into something. Do they have sieves? Are they doing that in this one?
Santiago, is this still you or no? I don't think it's
Hell
you.
no. Hell no.
All right, I'll hide it.
I'm not. If it mentions Spurl or Myron on any of those guys, it's not me, man. It's not me.
All right.
All right, so they have
Yeah.
sifters, but it's a weird one. Yeah, besides, I'm pretty sure, don't you have a one too, don't you, Dante? I mean, Diego?
What? What do I have?
A wrench.
No.
Guess we'll have to fix that.
I'm gonna look for.
Oh, Austria. Yeah, I guess Austria would be better off. You have some of the most talented people coming out of there, you know, for better or for worse. Great painters. Wonderful paint scene.
Yeah.
Well, there's always a rotten apple somewhere, so can't be
Yeah.
helped.
And then there's
Followed
also,
by,
yeah, that's the other thing. So for another thing you do for citizenship is they have like an investment visa pathway.
Oh yeah.
But
of
that's-
course. Yeah.
But the guy was like, I'm like, how much? Like, they're like 15 million or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay, so enough. So that's the other path. Like, assuming that I think Dog Walker will do well. I'm hoping it does well. I'm not putting too much on it, but it really is good. And I'm hyping the release like a month early. Like, I don't know if you guys are avid readers or not, but if you are, I guarantee you'll like it.
Okay.
Yeah, another country is like 20k and you're in.
That's it? Dude.
Yeah, there are countries like with like 20k and you're in.
Thailand is like that, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Maybe if I get divorced, I'll go to Thailand. Isn't that the thing you do? Work in a
No,
mine in
no.
Australia for 20 years, your wife leaves you, you
I mean,
move to Thailand.
If you want cheap food, you know, or weed is legal there, so.
That's legal here. I don't even care.
Oh, that's right. You're in Canada.
That was the thing that made me laugh. It's like they made, like, I tried it a bit after I was out of the military because I'm like, you can't tell me what to do, Dad. And then they made it legal and I just lost all interest. I'm like, eh. It was more fun when it was illegal.
Maybe that was why they made it legal. we can't win the war on drugs. Okay, let's make it legal.
It wasn't
What?
the war on drugs.
Just-
Trudeau
just-
just pandered
just
to
wait.
millennials. He was like, this is what'll get the vote. And it literally is. Like, an entire young voting bloc voted on him because they wanted weed legalized. And it took him like 2 years to do it. So he was dragging his feet on it. That's how he won them. And then he was promising Quebec a whole bunch of money. So the province voted for him there. And he just managed to win, like, with those two demographics, he managed to win through. Plus, everybody was kind of tired of Harper. In
To
Canada,
his-
usually after 10
not
years,
to his
people are kind of
credit.
over it.
Not to his credit, but like, what did Harper do to swing the vote so bad?
I mean, there was like a bunch of little things. I think the best example is this guy Tristan Hopper from the National Post. He put it best. He made it look too easy to manage an economy. Like he allowed us to stay out of the 2008 crisis. He kept everything going, all the numbers going. He kept us out like no deficit, stuff like that, and everything was going so well that we started having luxury beliefs like, oh, we must help the LGBT people, and we need to do this, and we need to save this, and we need to help immigrants, and everything was so
Gotcha.
well that we just decided to just nuke it. And then people got really mad. So Stats Canada is one of our government agencies that we're really proud of. They just do the national statistics. It's available online. It used to be a great resource for like business stuff. But I guess they had pulled some woke bullshit, which we didn't know at the time. It was like 2012, so nobody cared back then. And Harper shut it down for a bit, and then everybody played it like he was destroying our national heritage or something like that. And same thing, there was a bunch of scientists and doctors that were going up against, and he's like, he put a muzzle on him. He's like, no more speaking on behalf of the government without like government permission was the thing. Like, you might run it through our office. And everybody got mad at that. You're muzzling doctors and that. And we find out later they were talking about like Troon surgeries and that. So it's like, oh, that's why he was shutting them down. I get it.
Gotcha. Okay. So he was like the dad who wanted the best for his kid, but didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And now the kids are like, "Fuck you, dad," and
Yeah,
that's
basically.
how they. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Maybe
All
these
right.
color the seeds or something. I'll try this
Makes
out.
sense.
You can't even do the seeds. There's got to be something better. This is just ridiculous.
So are you gonna take a break? You probably already mentioned it, like I'm an hour and a half late, but
A
are you
break
just
on
gonna
what?
take a break the entire month of January, or getting back into it?
I'm getting back into
in
it.
general, in general, with the books and everything. I mean,
Oh, with the books, yeah, because I mean, I haven't even released them all yet. I got 3 in the queue. I redid Fuck Files. I've added a couple, like the 13th chapter. I've redone the covers. I've made it trade paperback sized. I've added a hardcover to it. I'm switching that over to R.A. Stone, different author names. So when people click that, you want to see more, they'll see the Dog Walker. But those guys won't see the praxeology stuff. So those two are separate. The idea if somebody wants to read more of your stuff, you want to keep a consistent theme. I get that. But yeah, so that's still got it. So Fuck Files is coming out end of the month. And then Dog Walker's coming out 15th of February. And I just brought out Prax 3 on Christmas. And I still have Prax 4. I haven't done any of the desktop publishing for it yet, but it's sitting there ready to go. So I have to like wait to do that for a couple months. So I'll probably do that in the late spring or early summer. So I don't even have like a space where I don't have a book releasing until like August. So yeah, I'm taking a break on the writing. But I will definitely still be doing Substacks. I was kind of like pondering with like, I wonder how good I would do outside or inside the Manosphere. I did another case study essay. It just took right off. I'm like, fuck. So I'm not leaving the Manosphere. Like, I'm pivoting my focus, but I'm definitely not leaving it. It's just people like it. They're throwing money at it, so they're finding use out of it. So it'd be stupid of me to give that up. But I've come on, man.
Just when you what was that line on The Godfather?
Yeah, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing things that aren't. That's like the Orion channel. That's the Dog Walker, because those aren't red pill books. Like, you'll recognize the themes, but they're not the same thing. So I'm going to add stuff to this, hopefully expand to audiences that may not care about the gender war or whatever the fuck, or red pill stuff. But yeah.
I like
a lot of Orion videos, though. Oh, dude, I love the Orion videos. I'm having so much fun with those. You know that channel's already bigger than this one?
No fucking way.
Yeah, 6 months.
No.
It's already outdone the gaming channel after like 6 years.
No way. Well, I kind of get it. It's like everybody likes movies. Everybody wants to watch more cool movies. Like, everybody loves movie recommendations, so I get why.
Well, I think it's because it's Gonzo reviews. It's not really, it's sort of a review, but it's not a review or an homage or a retrospective either. It's more teaching guys like this is to enjoy a movie on on the level it wants you to enjoy it, as opposed to enjoy it because you hate the gender war or you hate lesbians or you like it because it's like the Duluth model or all that shit. It's like, how about just like it on what it gives you? And then it's stuff that I know people either haven't seen in a while or have never seen, and it's like one of the best things you've never seen. Like Gattaca, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of the best done movies of all time. and then like for some reason nobody talks about it. Way of the Gun, nobody talks about it, and it's one of the best. So I'm
There
doing
was an
stuff
interview
like
by
that.
Ethan Hawke, I think, and then he was asked what his most underrated movie was,
Yeah.
and he mentions Gattaca, but he doesn't say definitively that it's Gattaca. But he kind of danced around it and said, "We were wondering why it didn't go so hot when it came out," and then he realized it was just a different movie. The themes were just really different. It was refreshing. It's not like most movies, and that's
Yeah.
why people couldn't latch onto it that quickly. So he understands.
And the
He's a
same thing.
director now, is he? Ethan Hawke?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think
I don't really
most
follow
of-
the careers too close, so
Well, he did a couple of things. Like his latest movie that I saw was where he goes back in time and kind of kills himself because he's the one with
I think I know.
Cool.
the person outside of time or something like that it was called. And but he was playing a character that, or at least the actor that is his younger version. He was playing a character that is the genetic defect, where you basically have both sexes, but they are
oh,
underdeveloped.
hermaphrodite.
Yeah. He was playing that character, but in his case, both of the genitals of both sexes were enough developed that they could make a choice. They had to make a choice, but they couldn't make a choice what he wanted to be. And he fell in love with himself, and so that's why it's called he's a person outside of time, because he is the only person who fell in
He's
love with
both.
himself and reproduced with himself.
Interesting.
Huh.
See, that's so messed
Oh,
up that it's like it might be like The Crying Game. Do you guys remember that movie? Probably
The Crying
not.
Game. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen
Okay,
that.
so if you've ever watched the movie Stargate, the guy who plays the Egyptian god plays a trans girl, and it's like this weird thriller. It's got Whitaker in there. It's a really good movie,
Oh, okay.
but like it was the big reveal that the character has a dick. Ace
Oh.
Ventura made fun of it where the Finkel is Einhorn and he starts throwing up while that song starts playing. That's them.
What that was a reference to. Okay.
That's what that's a reference to.
Okay.
Dill had a pickle.
All right.
Marty is near. What a surprise.
What a surprise. Yeah, Sarah Silverman's best role. That was my lead on it too. Right at the start of the introduction of it, like, you ever wanted to see Sarah Silverman gets punched in the mouth? So I was like, dude, anybody who hates Sarah Silverman's gonna love that line. And then it baits you, it just teases you just a bit and then comes back to like her getting smoked in the face.
What are you? I don't know if it's on your list of movies, but have you seen The Game with Michael Douglas, starring Michael Douglas?
Yeah, it's the same. It's a Fincher film. That's actually a
That's
really
a
good one
mind-
too.
That's a mind fucking. Like when I saw it, it was just mind fuck all the way through.
It's got a
Like,
good
literally
reveal at
mind
the
fuck
end.
all the way through. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
why
he did
people
that
don't
one-
talk about it enough.
He did that one just before 7, I think, and then after 7, and
did
then
he?
yeah, he had that 7 and Fight Club. Those were all around the
Bro.
same 5 years or so. So yeah, he's come up with a bunch of bangers. It's on the list.
Yeah,
But I'm probably going to
yeah.
stick with some, but I'm looking through now and I'm noticing like some trends do better than others. The best one so far is still I Come in Peace, which I didn't think, but that's cool. So I might try to do another sci-fi one. I might try to do another action one. I'm not sure yet. My girl was telling me to do Flash Gordon, so I might do Flash Gordon.
Isn't Flash Gordon a bit overdone as well? Like everybody knows that one.
Well, that's what I usually do. That's part of my research is I look to see how popular it is and if they're too popular. But the one thing I'm looking for now is like I need to find a lot of communists doing like things on it. Dude, it's been some of the best marketing is like I have like a 2-minute rant in the middle of it about how I hate communists. And then there's always some communist asshole in the comments leaves like an entire essay in there about how this is problematic and not a good look. And then I post it in there and you guys just love that shit.
I love how the top of funnel is like, you know, the commie outrage shit, and then the actual thing is
Yeah, they're such an easy group. They're like MGTOWs. They just take whatever bait you give them, and they want a reason to yell at you. It's perfect.
They just need a punching bag.
Having said that, it's funny. Nobody like I shit a lot on guys like Critical Drinker and that too that just make damn feminists or Kath and like his whole thing about and just constantly hate watching stuff. I make a big deal about that, but nobody seems to care about that one though. He's
Okay.
not hate
And
watching.
nobody-
He just only talks about every movie he hates and makes fun of it. I'm like, that's what a hate watch is, bro.
Nobody's come after you for that? Like,
No, nobody takes that bait, which is fine. I don't think I'm starting to wonder if people like a lot of these very popular movie channels like Critical Drinker and that, or if it's just they're used to it, comfortable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Flash Gordon, the only movie flexing about being on the New York Jets is good. Fair. Oh, what the heck is this? Is it just me, or did all of a sudden everything start looking all wonky? All right.
Might be just you.
It's probably just me. It's just annoying how I've gotten this far and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's got to
Well,
be...
how long did it take for you to get a handle on the previous version?
I don't remember.
It was
wait.
12 years ago. I would be surprised if it's still remembered.
Yeah, but I just don't remember how long it took me to like get the handle on it.
I was doing your military days. You probably learned it in a days.
Yeah, maybe. There we go. Wooden hoe. Can I just do... Oh, thank God. Okay. I can just do a normal hoe. Bookmark it. Just make
No
it.
shame in a normal hoe. There's no shame in that.
Do I need... Oh, are they not
By the
going to
way,
let me...
As to
I'm
your
listening.
thought as to why some of your channel has become more popular recently, it might be, as you mentioned before, because people are sick and tired of something and want to see something good, so they grab for the older stuff, and everything that references the things that are older are probably the more popular ones.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. There's all
So-
kinds of things, and it's about, like, it's hard to test. It could just be the subject. Maybe the movie stuff is just, there's a glut in content, and people are just latched onto the new thing. Maybe it's just got a bigger audience to deal with than Minecraft, which I doubt, but whatever. Maybe it's that I've just gotten better at making videos now, and these ones are just more entertaining. It didn't matter what I would have done. It could be, like, the specifics. Like, the big thing I'm working on is getting rid of the irony. Like, no winking to the audience and that, just like sincere enjoyment of stuff. It could be that. There's all kinds of things it could be, and I'll never really know because you can never find out enough information.
Sounds like pickup. Sounds like getting laid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If anybody ever tells you they know what they're doing with their online business, whatever, they're all
Yeah.
lying to you. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Everything is a test and guesswork, and a lot of guys who hit it big, it's almost by accident.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Peterson is accidentally famous. He had no idea what he was doing. He still has no idea what he's doing. He just takes a guess,
same
and if it pays off, it pays off.
Same with something like the Kardashians. How the hell did they become famous?
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit more straightforward because you know who their family is, right? You know how they made their money.
No, I don't.
So I forgot what story my girl told me, but I think it was the husband of the mother of Kim Kardashian. Uh, the husband was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson,
Yeah.
and O.J. won that case, and the money that O.J. paid is kind of what they, kind of what they used
Got
to
their
build
start.
their empire. And then Kris Jenner, being the psychopath that she is, started,
Oh.
putting plastic surgery on her daughters. And that's how things started.
All right. I
Okay.
think I understand something here. Where's my crafting table? God damn,
Yeah.
this thing's annoying.
I don't know the full story. You gotta Google it, but that's
Don't care.
the gist. Neither do I, but it's the story. Robert Kardashian, there it is.
Yeah.
Yet, how did you know? That's what doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Cables, farming items. I just want a normal crafting window. Why will it not give it to me? So annoyed. All right, whatever. Let me just do the brown wood thing.
So apparently here you need to unlock it as well in the following options.
Oh, How do I get a crafting table? Where's the thing?
Requires adjacent Minecraft composter. Oh, it seems like a bit like Valheim. And another, you need to have your standard workbench and then expand it with add-ons in order to open up new possibilities. Or other survival games with a similar build.
Interesting. Where the hell did you find that? Maybe I'll go back to the book. Barrel to create dirt, eat the dirt, colored planks to color. Yeah, it's this part. So I got this stuff. Use colored planks to craft a colored crafting table. Problem is the colored planks. I know how to make a colored plank, but it won't let me in here. Can I do it like this? See, I've literally got what I need. I need a feather. How do I get a feather? Oh.
So I'm guessing, considering how much you're looking for things, you really need to start from scratch completely. Everything is kind of revamped. Every combination is different.
Oh yeah. Like I have no idea how to get a feather now. I mean, a chicken would do that, but I don't have any grass blocks to grow them on top of. And the spawning is different. Like I don't know how mobs spawn right now. I really don't. And technically I should be able to colorless seeds, but I can't grow them on anything because I have to build a hoe, which means I need the colored planks, which I don't have. Killing me. What were we talking about? We were talking about the books. We were talking about the movie stuff channel. Oh yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows what they're doing, which is fun because then everything is just like a problem to solve, right? Like the one thing I'm trying now, I've never actually had it where I had a book ready to release, but I could delay the release. So now I'm trying more heavy marketing of Dog Walker the month out to it going out to see how that changes. Like, will pre-orders go up? Like, will it do better in pre-orders? Will it do better on release? I'm trying to run an Amazon campaign. It's going to run the week it releases too to see if that makes a difference. I'm really curious. And I'm trying to do it all at once because if I can boost the initial sales, it'll get me a lot of good screenshots for best-selling author stuff like #1 in this and that and the other thing. Plus, there's a lot of people, they talk about it all the time where men don't read anymore because why don't they read anymore? The New York Times article came out and everybody's like, that's because everybody just writes stupid lesbian fiction that only women like to read. Well, the men stuff. And I'm like, well, Delicious Tacos does that and Devin does that stuff. So why wouldn't I do that stuff? So we'll see if there's any like credence to this or if it's just online complaining nonsense.
Yeah, but isn't it also a bit? You're currently in a bit of an echo chamber. Yeah, you know Delicious Tacos, but the regular person doesn't know him probably.
Well, they don't either. But I mean, they're part of like an echo chamber for book people. And Delicious Tacos is an echo chamber for like right-wing BAP people and a little bit of red stuff. So it's like a completely different sphere. So it's like and that's curious too because I've never been completely outside of our little niche. So it'll be interesting to see how easy it is to grow in a completely different niche. Carl had some pieces of advice on that because he did that too. I guess he made an alt account back when he was Carl. He never told me which one it was, but he's like, it has nothing to do with any of this stuff. And it was like growing pretty fast. He eventually got some hullabaloo in like local politics in one of the European countries. I don't remember which one, but I guess he got a couple people arrested, like upending some kind of like corruption thing, which is pretty funny. And he's like, I was just doing it because I was bored and wanted to shit post, and I was like, that's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah,
glad he's doing okay. Like,
oh yeah, dude, he's happy.
It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear the people who, who
got out of here,
got out of here and did their thing and are like making money and like making their lives awesome.
See that? I just need brown planks. There's colorless planks. And I just have to put the color into there. Honeycomb or feather? Do I
Man,
really have to use a honeycomb or feather?
I've recently been doing a deep dive in Minecraft, and Stone, I fucking hate you for ever introducing me to this game.
Dude, I know, right? You see, like, it's amazing the level of technical depth. I'm guessing you got into like Psycraft and those guys.
No, I basically have ideas, and I'm looking for things, and I wound up in some very good. How should I put it? I wind up finding worlds and guys who build worlds on servers, but also put the world map available on sites like Planet Minecraft for free,
Oh, that stuff. Yeah, yeah.
and it's like insane. I found one with where I once had an idea about ice tracks, but because I've put it a bit wrong, I wound up in the world of ice boat racing in Minecraft. And I found a build of an entire world with over 50 different types of tracks.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I'm currently
Building the mini
building
games
one.
now.
No, not really. That's because those require command blocks.
Mm-hmm.
However, with one of the worlds, I was able to find something that I found interesting. So a build called Atlantis with ice track, and I'm currently building that as well.
Well, that's awesome.
But it's a huge thing, and even it's incredibly difficult to race with ice boats. Incredibly difficult.
Well, yeah, there's like, and there's going to be, what's some of the other ones? The classic game was Spleef, which was you'd like take blocks out. You both stand on a platform and you're constantly knocking out the blocks until one of you falls off the edge. They had all kinds of, yeah, dude, there's like, it was never really meant to be a game originally. It was meant to be a technical demonstration of a game engine. So that's what it was supposed to be, a game engine, and people were building games based on it. It just morphed into the game that it is now. So I need chickens. Maybe what I'll do is...
But especially when you find sites like Planet Minecraft and things like that, there's they put everything in there. It's basically their wiki.
Yeah.
Some sort of practical wiki with all the possibilities that people can put up for. They can redirect you to their sites or whatever for if you want to pay for them or actually turn it into a business. And others just put it out for free, and the shit they put for free is insane.
Yep.
Even in
people have made millions on that too. Do you remember Leafy, the old YouTube guy?
No.
Oh, familiar, yeah.
Leafy got his start making running Minecraft servers. He was making 20 grand a month off of his before he started doing the whole thing where he bullied children.
For real?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
a real thing?
Yeah.
The fuck?
You wouldn't believe Mr. Beast got started making Minecraft video. Like, it's everybody kind of starts. It's always the starting point for like so many careers in so many different ways. Hypixel still makes a couple $1 million a month on theirs. But yeah, the
Wow.
ecosystem of this thing is bigger than you guys can imagine. This part's just killing me though.
Yeah, but some just find it because of the building possibilities and kind of their own impressionist. It's more like impressionist art.
Yeah.
Because you need to remake something with basically large pixels, and they make entire game. And it was like recently a guy released a 3-year project that got started because of the boredom during COVID, and he made the entire Zelda Tears of the Kingdom map in Minecraft.
Damn.
Cool.
The entirety of the map.
Good on him.
I see a lot of people make like whole computers with displays on Minecraft servers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there was one guy made a computer that played Minecraft in Minecraft. It was like 2 frames a second.
Yeah, that was awesome. with
Yeah, so
with inventory and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff that people pull out of here is just, but that's what I love about it. It's just you make it what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is just frustrating now. I don't know what to do. I can't make these stupid planks.
Zachary is a good comment on here. So they start as cool gaming YouTubers and turn into total lunatics once they achieve fame and fortune. Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
Was it again too young, too fast, too much?
Yeah.
Oh
Too
yeah,
young,
the
too
classic.
much, too fast.
Too young, too much, too fast. Okay, let's start with a color crafting table. There's got to be something we can build with this.
Yeah, but it does get to you. You need to have a bit of self control because you can put way too much time in it as well. It's like
Yeah.
it's a serious time sink if you don't be careful.
I mean, it's like everything, right? See, what you used to be able to do is you just put the colorless crafting table. Oh, dude, never mind. Oh, thank God! Hey, look at that. A
Finally
normal
found it.
crafting table. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. All right, we got brown wood now. What do I do with brown wood? I can build things. I can build an axe and a hoe. Oh yeah. All right, let's build a hoe. Yeah. Oh, it feels so good. There. Colorless seeds. I don't know what this does, but whatever. At least it's something new. First Firekai and Crisis also grew out of wanting to demonstrate the engine. Really? That I didn't know. On second thought, for every Destiny, there's a James Rolfe. He reviews movies and games like the sane person as far as I know. Yeah. Yeah, Destiny, he's still trying his best. He watched that new Sam Hyde video where he was talking about the H-1B visas, and he's
Oh,
got
boy.
his like cocaine jaw thing going full on. And now I get it. The only reason he gets traction right now is because people watch a Destiny video and then retweet the details on it and say, "Look at this idiot," and that's literally how he gets famous now.
That's
It's
why
like,
he keeps reading it.
and that's why, yeah, that's why he still got his thing. Okay, so now I got a thing. Colorless essence. What can I do with colorless essence? Build a block of colorless dye. Use that to make a colorless apple. Colorless apples dye. Okay, so it's just apples. What the hell do I want this for then? I give up. All right, whatever. Let that do its thing. What else can I build in here? At least, see, it's a starting point. At least I can build things now. What can dirt build? Gray dirt. Color the dirt. Starting to make progress. It's slow going, but it's going to get there. What do we got with sticks? A lot of things we can build with sticks. Oh, wait. I got a colored crafting table. Dye and a stick to make a color torch. Oh! We could make torches. All right. Oh, not with that one, though. We need dye. Oh. Brown torch. Look at us go, boys. All right. Finally, like 2 hours in, we're getting somewhere. Color torch. Change the color of a dye of a sapling. Oh, we can change the color of the saplings too. Okay. All I had to do was read the damn manual. James Rolfe, though. I don't know that one. I should probably go look at that. I'm running out of channels to watch right now. There's this new guy. He's like a painter, and he's talking. Those are actually very entertaining. Oh, don't eat that. There we go. Brown sapling.
Like a Bob Ross type thing?
Yeah, but it's more so he talks about art theory. It's like the kind of stuff that only I would find interesting. Like he was bringing up why they used to use plumb lines back when they were making art back in the day. And I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
it's mostly as like a perspective tool. It's the same as, it's like similar to having a straight edge, but it's anyways. And then he would just show that as an example with his painting too, and I liked it. He kind of got me back onto it. And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, about the composition triangle, which, again, this is kind of more of a pivot away from red pill stuff. But so if you consider every piece of creative work will fall on this triangle that has 3 different corners to it. The one corner is realism. The second corner is abstraction. and the top corner is iconography. And the idea is that everything you do follows on it. And there's like a line that bisects the circle near the right side of it, where language kind of fills in. Where at the iconographic side is letters. Letters don't resemble anything, but they're iconic and you understand them. And then at the very bottom, you get words. And then on the more realistic side, you'll get like, dialogue. And on the very abstract side, you get poetry. And then on the realistic side, you would get like a picture of a face. And on the abstract side, you would get like a cartoon, a circle with some dots on it. Then you go up to the iconographic side, you get to abstract stuff. It's a very fascinating thing, and it really changes how like you look at things, which is actually funny because I didn't realize it, but it kind of helped me with my writing, even though it's mostly an art technique.
Gotcha. So how do you use it? Like
It's more so just it's a categorization tool. Like when you're doing something, how abstract you realize those are your three what's the word for it?
So it's a stylistic choice. Do I want it to be XYZ? Do I want it to be more realistic? Do I want it to be more
it's not even do you want like that's it. You have to, it's like color theory, right? You have to pick a color from red on the color wheel all the way to the opposite side of green. What colors do you pick and why? Do you know why you pick one color over another? And this kind of gives you an idea.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like blue means stability and red is a very bold color. It tends to be more aggressive. Like all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then you keep all of these little details in the back of your head when you make almost unconscious decisions about what you're doing.
So it means basically your composition matches your intention a lot better.
Yeah. Your work ends up being more on purpose as opposed to just accidental.
Yep.
Recently,
that might be helpful for me. God damn.
I mean, it's nice. I find
really
stuff
helpful for me.
I recently watched a video about a guy who explained it for your Minecraft builds, how the best approach is for your color choice. You pick one base color you want to go across the line.
Yeah.
But at most you use 3 different colors. But you just stick with one color and apply a different gradient, I think the term is, when the darkness of the color, the tint.
Yeah,
or
well, there's 3
things.
Go
to the opposite side of the color circle. When it's in the form of a circle, it's better.
Yeah.
And you need to go to the completely opposite side of that color. And at most you can deviate a bit to the sides and kind of choose 2 colors in that regard. So a total of 3. And most of the time, it's better not to go over 3 kind of colors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like for every rule, I can show you how to break it too, right? But he's right.
Oh, yeah.
So what he's talking about is complementary color scheme. That's the opposite of the color wheel. Red and green, blue and orange. The other one where it's called a split complementary, which is where it'll be like blue and an orangey yellow. So it's just off center from it. The 3 color thing, it's usually a good rule. But then again, you've also got duotone. Or I think it's called that, where you have just 2 colors, or monochromatic, which is just 1 color. And then for the differences, he's talking about tints, tones, and shades. Tints are colors with white added to it. Shades are colors with black added to it. And tones are colors with various levels of gray added to it. And that's how you can create variance. But then there's like, why do you want to create variance? That's where you want to show depth. Do you want to show whatever? Oh, look at that. Vines. So, for example, things that are darker will look further back than things that are lighter. Things that are higher up will look further back than things that are lower down. Things that are bigger will look closer than things that are smaller. Things that are... It's been a while since I've done this one.
Well, yeah, and then you have kind of the ones who work together with when it's only 2 colors, like the more universal colors like black and white.
Well, those are just contrast. That's complementary color schemes. That's opposite. Yeah, but you can also have orange and red together, and that works together.
Yeah, but then when you add a third color that also works with the black, it doesn't work anymore. It feels kind of like off. And you need to break it. It's basically the same thing with your clothing. You need to put like a break in it so it starts to work again, because you kind of make a
get rid of the monotony.
separation. No, it's more like you make a subconscious separation, a break. You start from here. It's like the new color scheme is gonna start, so it doesn't clash as much because you make a mental break in the color scheme, basically.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
looking into it for my Baradur color scheme that I had trouble with. I was like, okay, now I get where I need to start with a different color.
Yeah, it's like doing jazz where you never think because you ever know when you listen to a song that you've never heard before, but you can kind of like you know what the next note is going to be. Have you ever had that experience?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that you think, oh, this it kind of sounds like this song as well, but it's not completely the same, but it feels and sounds the same, even
Yeah.
if
Well,
it.
no, more intuitive. It's like literally as the song's going, you kind of your brain knows what note is coming next, and then you hear the next note.
yeah.
Top
Somebody
40
did
stuff will
that with
probably
a
have it all the time.
pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
Somebody did that with a pentatonic scale. There was like a demo. They demoed it live. You know.
Yeah. But
It's
but that's
intuitive.
but that's back to what Santiago is saying. So when you do that with colors, if you do that too much, it becomes repetitive and kind of boring, and people lose interest in it. But the thing you do when you're being clever then is when you change it up. Same as like this is why like Nirvana, all that stuff was big because you couldn't hum the tune in your head if you hadn't heard it before because they always changed what you were expecting. Jazz was big on that too.
Oh, okay.
So when you're doing this with colors, for example, on this, it's a color that you weren't expecting. Your brain snaps out of its lull because it's used to seeing patterns, and then it creates what's called tension. And then you can release the tension by going back to your other color scheme, or like same as a note, you kind of play the note that's like off, and then your brain gets a
Yeah.
little bit of tension to it. If it's too much tension, it just loses interest in it. So you have a little bit of tension,
Yeah.
and then you bring them back to where they're supposed to be, and that's what makes things generally interesting.
It's red flaming tits, right?
Well, red flaming tits are what you expect. So if you did everything was red
okay,
flaming,
okay.
if you had everything was red flaming tits and you were expecting red flaming tits, and then something else happens, you're in Vegas, you look and it's like something that's not red flaming tits. Like I don't know, I can't think of an
Gotcha.
example right now. It would kind of throw you off, but then it goes back to red flaming tits.
And because it's thrown you off, it grabs your attention a bit more. In
Yeah.
the beginning. Ooh.
It's it depends on the environment.
And if you're judicious
to
with
know-
it's interesting because then it's like it's something new. You feel like you're learning something new when you're listening to a song that went zigged when it should have zagged, or you're seeing color schemes that change, and then that little bit there, it's like a little dopamine hit for you. And it's just how our bodies react. It's how we react to things, and it's one of those. It's hard to explain, but it's easy to show.
No, finally a new flavor I haven't tried. That's interesting.
Ooh, Chest has way more fun being an attorney. I mean, does he? Oh, I guess yeah. Then this space, yeah, as opposed to this space, I 100%
I
agree.
mean, that's a low bar, but that's a low bar.
Yeah, the only
Oh.
time he'll give this space the time of day is when he's got to drive to like wherever he is on a 2-hour drive. He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Dude, I
Right.
was so lucky to have him on when I did the Twitter space. Because
Yep.
it was just me and Jack shooting the shit. We're not sick. We're not doing anything. We just wanted to talk.
It was
And
yeah,
then
it was
he
just funny.
came
You
in.
had like this insane space full of like a whole bunch of people, and just kind of accidentally happened. I remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not only that, like when he did, when Rob did his live stream to get to 1,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
like was it like almost like 8 hour stream,
Yeah.
and Chest was on there for I think 6 hours, man. It's like what the hell?
Yeah.
and
Jesus.
it was good stuff. It was really good stuff.
Yeah. So that was a fun episode. Crazy, but that was a fun episode.
It's the stuff I enjoy the most. I haven't had that much fun since Carl got drunk with me at like
Oh, yeah.
9 in the morning. We had the wrestling jokes about the 21 convention explosion stuff.
Oh, dude, when Carl got drunk, like with Rob and Jack on Rob's channel,
I haven't
as well,
seen
it was
that
like
one.
it was like a 4 hour stream.
Oh yeah, those ones were good too. Maybe we got wooden shears. Do we have
And
wooden
Jack got drunk
shears?
after one beer. Jack was already tipsy after one beer.
So Jack and I are the same. Fucking low tolerance.
Meanwhile, Rob and Carl were basically wasted. Had bottles upon bottles of drink in their system.
Maybe you can make wood shears. Gotta be able to make two. can't. No wood shears in this one. That's annoying. I got all those vines I want to take too, and they won't let me.
So did they make a bit more of an end game instead of just getting achievements, or is it?
Oh, I
basically
literally know
the same?
nothing. I'm flying in this one 100% blind.
Oh yeah, it's was it like a week? A week has become.
Oh, it's been out for a
available
week now. That I didn't know.
No, didn't you say it was about a week that was out?
Well, I know it's. I haven't checked on this in like 3 weeks, so it could have been any time in the 3 weeks. But I think it's new because all of a sudden YouTube started showing stuff. Novelty appeals to people who are oversaturated in media. Yeah, well, see, I know what you're talking about, Sluggo. That's a little bit different than what I'm talking about. Like, you're talking about just novelty for the sake of novelty. 100% agree. I'm talking more in the way that our brains process the things that we listen to and watch and read. But you are right. If your life is constantly full of like stressors, the monotony of boring stuff is very interesting. But then it's still the same concept. It's the contradiction between what you're expecting and what's being delivered. Used judiciously can create visual interest or auditory interest. And that's like, if you're busy as hell, stressed as hell, something boring is that same contrast. So it's really just about being different than what you're expecting.
That's why I like to pour coffee. It looks fucking boring, but
The ritual
it's actually
of it,
really
yeah.
hard.
But I guarantee if you were some unemployed bum, the idea of having like a coffee ritual probably wouldn't appeal to you as much.
It will not. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Right,
It's
so we got green and brown. What do I do with
everybody-
that?
everybody I know who does pour over coffee very seriously is like fucking stressed at their job all the time, or like works in the arts. You know.
Or gay.
Hey!
Great timing, man.
I got
Great
grass.
So Ryan, to answer your question, Skyfactory 5, the first version came out on December 31st.
Oh, so it's literally just out like a couple days now. This is also
Yeah,
why
but
TV's
there's
terrible in countries where not a lot of people have seen TV before. Yeah, that I'll bet.
That was the beta version. The beta version was on December 31st, and on January 2nd, it was the full release.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well, look at this. We're here first, boys. All right, I'm kind of catching on now. I get the idea. The hell is that?
At least according
Archwood.
to Curseforge. Curseforge.
I don't know what an
do it.
archwood, flourishing archwood sapling is, but now I'm curious. All right, what are we on for time? I haven't been paying attention at all.
Time to
Oh,
go.
yeah. Yeah, it is
Time
time.
to
But
eat.
when Marty, you just got here. We'll stick around for you just a little bit, though.
Time
How
for
have you
lunch.
been, man? How have you been?
Well,
That's
perfect.
another question. How have you been, man? Been so
Well,
long. Well.
Yeah, how does it feel to know that you guys are officially higher GDP per capita than all of Canada right now, with a
Oh, it's
better
pretty nice.
tax bracket, less debt, your
warmer
governor,
weather.
everyone, yeah, everything you guys do, like the Windex guy is better than every Canadian right now. How does that make you feel?
Nice. What's funny is like we have like an 80-year-old governor. Like she looks like your typical grandma, and like people call her Meemaw.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny. Just like a older woman version of Trump. Little-
really?
Yeah, that's funny.
So it's like, what are her policies? You know?
Everything
what does she do?
right. Yeah,
Oh.
nothing follows the conservative playbook or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Next
She
question.
does what she's told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She does her job. Yeah. Oh, what?
Does whatever to get reelected, so she can die in office.
Oh, that's good. I haven't seen one of those since what was his name? There was like that 100-year-old guy. He was big in the 90s, but he was so old.
John Thurman.
That's
Oh.
the one. Strom
Sorry.
Thurmond. He was old
The one
enough
that
that
was-
like he was a kid during the Civil War or something like that.
He was the one that he was old enough to actually be in the KKK, but it was so long ago that people forgot. Yeah, I was racist back when it was cool, kids.
Too funny.
Oh, so how is Canada and the move from, or it should be like escape from Canada, like
The
part
escape,
part three.
it's a long-term process. It's not going to happen immediately. I would like it to.
Yeah, Kurt Russell played by Rhinestone.
Yeah. But if the Peterson daughter can do it, I can do it.
Oh, I know. Anything she does, you can do better.
I will
Well,
at
she's a
least.
girl. All she needs to do is put out. So.
The one thing you guys can be certain of, though, is I will not be that guy that turns around as soon as you get into the States. Like, you know what you guys need? More immigrants. Immigrants are great.
Oh,
We
good
need like
Lord.
1 million more.
You're like, hey, I'm from the future. This is USA in 10 years. If you don't fix it.
I keep telling you guys that. Everything you guys say is like worst case scenario for the States. I'm like, that was Canada 10 years ago. Like, we are your ghost of Christmas future.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of blocks are these? Flourishing archwood logs. What do I do with these? A
So when
grapevine
spring
stem.
comes back, warmer weather comes back, your homeless friends are going to come back, you think? Unfortunately.
Let me have my moment, Marty. Let me just enjoy.
Sorry.
You go to the dog park, it's clean, and the snow blocks all the debt, and then the grass will grow again. I don't know. That generator's still there, though, so I'm sure they will.
Oh, no. You know, homeless pee just does something to the dirt, so it never comes back right.
Well, it's getting trampled too much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I need an axe. Look at this. I'm making progress. I'm an hour in, I have an axe.
You know,
I love.
I
I love our
think-
condo. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, I think the plan really should be. I think you'd already mentioned it, Ryan. Is you got to get how many subscribers do you have to get like one of those plaques, like the cool YouTube plaque?
100,000, I think, is the
100,000?
first one.
So you got to get one of those and have like your picture with that, and then like show immigration. Like, so you gotta. I mean, really, like you.
No,
need to
Marty's
just
not joking. He's not
camp
wrong.
out.
Yeah, no, but the way he said it was funny.
Oh yeah. But
That
you
makes
need to
sense, though,
camp
because
out.
it is a internationally recognized award.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We camp out in Las Vegas with Rolo for a month, bump up your subscribers on the main channel to 100K, and then just bail out with your plaque and
Well,
move to the U.S.
that's the thing too. He's like, you got open offer. If I wanted to go there, I'd have a job at Access Vegas. Now I don't know what his setup is like, but if it's set up like a proper job,
Oh yeah,
that's another
He could
pathway
show
too.
Employment. Oh, cool.
And it's not hard to show that like it's the job that what other American could do it. It's like nobody could do what I do. It's media. It's like it's hard to quantify that.
Right.
But that's a different type of visa. There's two different types there. One is like the entertainer's visa, which is like O3, I think, or E3.
Hmm.
But then there's also one if you get a job in an American company after you've done that job in your country for like a year, like Google does that. They'll hire Canadians and have them work in the Montreal office for a year at Google, and then they'll ship them off to San Francisco after that. But again, like all these, there's like a whole bunch of maybes and pie in the sky and legal fandangling, but I need to talk to some expertise here to focus my efforts because
Yeah, there's
right.
a lot of different avenues. I mean, something's going to work for you. I mean, it'll pop off and you'll get it.
and I'm telling you guys, what's that?
Ryan, did you give Marty a wrench on this channel? I thought so, right?
Yeah, Marty has a wrench. It's not a real Marty.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now too, Marty, when I get down there and like, I don't know if I'm going to do it before or after or during when I get citizenship, but I'm going to dump tea in the Boston Harbor. It just feels right. Which would be hilarious if I get arrested because you're not allowed to litter or something. Which would be funny as hell.
3 days in jail. Yeah. Then you have like your prison stories. You can be like the rest of the Manaster guys.
Do them
'Cause I mean-
January 6th too. You know.
Because you think about it, what could be more American than a Canadian who's really tired of being taxed?
Really?
So he
There
just
you go.
leaves the empire. Like that's American. That's original American, man.
That's old school American.
Yeah. Get my tri-point hat and call it a day. All right. So I think I understand a little bit of what's going on here. I'm still confused, but at least I have a crafting station. That's a start.
And then another thing is like blow up Orion. I mean, especially if you had 2 channels with 100,000 subs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, now I'm talking. And I mean, like I did have a vision of you like on Twitter with your Orion Twitter feed, just like shitting all over stuff and just getting like nuclear fights over movies and stuff and with entertainers. It could be perfect.
That would be fun. Well, that's the question. Do
Beautiful.
I do a new Twitter feed for that, or do I just pivot the old
Yeah.
one?
No, you got to do a new one. Yeah,
All right.
more work. Haha.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, there's always great ideas, but then it's like there's 24 hours in the day. Which ones do I implement?
It's like I only sit on the toilet and take a shit so many times a day.
Yeah. Funny, I worked with a guy who quit his job to go to grad school in Boston. He's probably too much of a do-gooder to dump tea, though. Ah, dudes. That's what that problem is. You get all these new immigrants that come in, and what do? They put on like a tracksuit with the American flag on it, and it's just, and then like shoot a shotgun, and it's like, yeah, you could do that if you want to, but it seems so kitsch. It's like, no, dump tea in the harbor. Go to the Alamo and just pick a fight with a Mexican there. Like, you know what I mean? Like some real American stuff, just to show you
Walk
know the
up.
culture.
Just slap the shit out of a Mexican.
Yeah. And if anything, he's a local too, so he's like, he understands, but he's still like, I don't like it, but like, I get what you're doing. All right, let's go.
It isn't even just
Yeah.
the immigrants in the United States that come to the United States, even in the United States, between the states. Like, look at what happened with all the Californians and New Yorkers that went to the South.
Oh yeah.
Florida and Texas did it the same shit as they pulled in New York and LA. Why they left? They just did it again.
Yeah, they don't like them. I don't get how people don't see the consequences of your own actions or the result of your things, and they just kind of double up on it. It's just strange.
Oh yeah, it's like the cause and effect. Like you never understood that.
Yeah. Silent gear sickle to break leaves faster, and a silent gear's axe to break wood faster. How do I do silent gear?
I can't stop picturing Ryan at the Alamo, like jumping off a bar, like elbow first in like a band of a mariachi band. Start clapping. I need to get Grok to make some images. Great.
All right, I think we're gonna have to end this one up here. You're not wrong. Like I said, we'll talk about it a bit more offline. Actually, yeah, let's end the stream now. We'll talk. I'll text you later. I'll end the stream. We'll chat for a minute or two if you want. All right, boys. This is frustratingly annoying. Once you figure it out, though, it's probably a little bit easier.